these boys today. So
ain't no cooking.
Yeah, man.
Are you and Mars on the same team today?
We definitely gonna be on the same team for this one. Because me and Mars, I got a couple angles with Mars today. I got the Dillon Brooks angle with Mars against LeBron James, and then I have because Mars is rocking with the Rockets, and then we have this issue with good old Shannon Sharpe, who in I guess a decade of covering LeBron James has 99.8% of the time supported and loved LeBron, but the one time he dare talk back to King Ramon James. Now it's a problem. So,
and he was right too. Take it by the way. Don't.
He was right. Look. He Chill, we talking about right there because listen, Chill. This is something deep, and we talk about this. Everybody say, "Oh, hey, y'all talk about LeBron." No, y'all don't. Y'all love it because y'all come back every day. Listen, Chill. LeBron goes after that Heat game. Now I'm gonna say this: the Lakers did get cheated in the Heat game. The NBA need to get on top of this stuff with the refs, bro, because you can't come back after the game and then talk about, oh yeah, we missed calls in the last 2-minute call, and you talking about you missed all these calls, and now the Lakers are sending all this stuff to the league, talking about all these calls that are missed, and then the NBA admitting that they missed calls. You can't do that in these type of games because these are important games. But after that game, LeBron goes and he's asked about stuff around him in Miami and stuff, and he says, well, I'd have been the same dominant player I am today, start to finish, if I ain't playing Miami. And so now you have people talking about, well, what is Heat culture? Heat culture ain't nothing. Heat culture, it wasn't a culture till LeBron came. Well, Miami won a championship with Shaq and D Wade before LeBron James came over there. And so that was a culture of winning and a structure before that. And my thoughts is, and I'll let y'all have this because I really want to hear what y'all got to say about this. If you don't go to the Miami Heat, we don't know how your career turns out as far as just everything Shannon Sharpe said. So LeBron goes off on Shay Sharpe because Shay Sharpe goes off on LeBron saying, Bron, what are you talking about, bro? Like, you make no sense whatsoever. Like, I'm saying you the GOAT. But the argument I have for you being the GOAT is what you went and did at Miami and then everything else afterwards. But if there's no Miami, we don't even know if we get to all of the stuff that happens after the Cleveland and the other things you've done, winning in 3 different teams and the stuff like that. And so Bron got mad, like he always do if you say one thing bad about him. And he comes talking about, hey, man, look, hey, I was chosen, man. Hey, this is going to be this way, start to finish regardless. I'm the king. And then puts his crown on there. Bro, you can't do that to your teammates, man. And chill, I'll leave it to y'all like this. That's like AD saying, yeah, I'd have been the same dominant guy if I ain't never played for the Lakers. You a damn lie. We would have never looked at your career the same. And when you talk about dominance, we do talk about winning. Winning comes with dominance, not just who you are individually as a player. So if AD were to say that, everybody be up in arms if AD was to come out and say, I didn't need that. But it's kind of interesting to me, Chill, that he didn't go to D-Wade's retirement ceremony. And now he's making it seem like even if he didn't have the Heat, he still would have been the same guy he is today, start to finish.
Well, let's start the conversation ticket with, if you got real friends or if you got people you really respect, when you say something that's true, that goes against the way that they feel, then they still your boys. If you got people that's just agreeing with everything that you say, those are called yes men. My grandmother told me when I was a kid, if we agree on everything, one of us shouldn't be here. There's at some point when you have a problem or I don't agree with you with something, I should be able to say that if you and I have that commonality and we got that respect for each other, as opposed to, man, you know what, yo, if you never went to Miami, you still would have been that dude. No, you wouldn't have been. No, you would not have been. I'm on record saying that I think he would have been a better version of Charles Barkley, what they was doing to Charles in Philadelphia. Just getting to the playoffs. He would have been awesome. He would have been doing work. But would they have ever won in Cleveland? I don't think so. I don't think they would have ever won. No, I don't.
I think we have to look at that. So with the Miami situation, I think one thing that he did say is that he might have had less rings, which is, I think, is perfectly fine. As a basketball player, I think he still would have been just as great, if not greater, some situation. I still think he would have been the all-time NBA leading scorer. I still think he would have been putting up these numbers. Him as the skill set as a basketball player, I don't think necessarily changes because he went to Miami. In terms of winning, yes, he might have maybe 2 less rings. But hold on. But thing is, what if he didn't go to Miami? I still think he was going to leave Cleveland because of the situation there. Say he went to the Spurs. Say he went to the Knicks. I think the Bulls were on the list too then. I think those might have been. I think Spurs would have been.
Hold on, stop right there. He definitely wouldn't have seen that. Hold on. That's where you're gonna get cooked. Me and Mars gonna cook you good today.
The Spurs
if he went to the Spurs, he definitely. Hold on. Hey, Mars. We gonna get him today, Mars. We gonna get this Josh Strap today, Mars. He is Josh Strap tomorrow. He is Josh Strap sniffing, Mars. Hey, Mars. This fool just said that he thinks that if LeBron would have went to the Spurs, he'd had to. So if he would have went to the Spurs, guess what, sir? He would not have broke the scoring record because we know that Greg Popovich holds you back and doesn't let you play all the minutes that you want to play. He didn't let you get all the shots that you want to play. You're going to play in that system, and you're going to be a part of that system. So, no, hold on. So, if he goes to the Spurs, because imagine how many records Tim Duncan would have broken if he didn't play for the Spurs, but he played for Orlando. But he may not have the championships, but he may have those records. And then you said something about players. Mars, I'm going to get this clown real good. Sir, how do we know LeBron James turns into the same player? Because remember, teams were exposing him in the playoffs because of the lack of a jump shot. He developed that shot and the confidence to shoot that shot while he was in Miami. While he was in Miami, a big part of LeBron James' game developed. He was raw early on, but when he went to Miami, not only his mindset matured as far as understanding, but his game matured. No, but that's not guaranteed that happens somewhere else. So if he goes to the Spurs, all this stuff you're saying, all these awards, all these triple doubles, all this other stuff, who says he has that plan for Greg Popovich? A dude that is known to dumb dudes down and not allow you to go over the system in order to achieve the things you want to achieve.
Well, first of all, let's rewind the clock back to dumbing dudes down. So, like Tim Duncan did average 23 a game. He did average 25 a game. Maybe that's who Tim Duncan was, right? Maybe Tim Duncan was never a 30 a game guy. Maybe Tim Duncan was never a 32 or 29 a game guy. Maybe that's just who he was, right? So with that being said, looking at James and him playing in San Antonio, I think it's not like James was going to be a 35 a game guy. I mean, James was a 25, 27 a game. He was a 25 to 27 a game guy in Miami. I think he averaged 28 once. I don't see why he couldn't average.
You think he could have broke the scoring record with him?
I think he could have still been scoring. Absolutely.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. He said the same player. See, Mars, this is where we get him right here. He said he would have been the same player start to finish. No. So, Jalen just said, Jalen said he still would have broke the scoring record and all that. You two gonna sit up here and convince people
to become a better shooter.
No. Do you think? No. I ain't asked you that. I'm asking you under Greg Popovich's system.
I do think he would have. I do think he would have improved. I do think that.
Do you think he'd been able to play however many minutes he wanted to for Greg Popovich? Do you think he would have been able to take however many shots he wanted to for Greg Popovich? Go ahead, Mars.
No.
Thank you. Mere bag of shells.
Okay, and that's like, you know what?
He definitely would have been. Now to understand what we're talking about with Greg Popovich, I think the same thing would have happened in Miami in the aspect that you saw what happened with Pat Riley, where he wanted him out, but then he realized that I got to get on board with what's going on here, especially if I want to win. If I want to win, I got to get on board with what's going on here because this ain't gonna be my way. Greg Popovich is already proven. So with Greg Popovich already being proven, just like Pat Riley is already proven, I got two choices. I can either get on board and get with the winning that's going on here or bounce. And then if I do that, what do I look like? So he got on board with what was going on with Pat Riley. He would get on board with what was going on with Greg Popovich. And I think it would be a situation with Greg Popovich working with him. I'm not saying that he would have been a 29 or 30 a game guy. In terms of breaking the scoring record, I don't really see much. It wasn't like he was a 30 a game guy in Miami. He only played it. Yeah, I don't see why he wouldn't have been doing that. I don't see why he wouldn't have been doing that in San Antonio. I don't see why not.
And he probably would have won more in San Antonio.
Go ahead, Mars.
I want to say, Jalen, credit to you, man. It was smart of you to try to put LeBron on the Spurs. It's smart.
I'm just saying that would have been.
It was smart that you put him on the second most successful team of the previous decade.
Hold on, but the Spurs weren't really winning.
I was silent. The team that beat him in the finals.
2006.
Also, it was very smart that you put him on the Spurs because, as we know, LeBron tried to get Eric Spoelstra fired, but Pat Riley wasn't going for that. So what did you do? You went to the only other team where the front office wouldn't try and get the coach fired. Because if you tried to put him on any of the other 28 teams and he didn't like what was going on, he's getting that coach fired.
Thibodeau might have been.
He goes to the Bulls with Tibbs and Tibbs is making him do too much. Nah, get Tibbs out of here. If he's going to the Golden State Warriors with Don Nelson or whoever at that time, get him out of here. That's what he would have done. So you put him on the only other team where you know he could have done the same thing he did in Miami. That just so happened to be one of the best teams in the league.
But could LeBron fit in that system, Mars?
And if LeBron needed a team that was constantly putting up 50 wins, constantly making deep playoff runs, that beat him in the finals, what's the difference between him and KD?
Because the Spurs weren't winning championships like that.
Get him again, Mars.
Hold on.
What's the difference between him and KD? Is that what you just said, Mars? What's the difference?
At that point, yeah. He goes to the team that beat him in the finals, swept him actually, beat him in the finals. After that, they were constantly racking up 50-win seasons. Right. Go look at the Spurs record in 08, 09, and 2010. 50 wins.
This getting ugly right here. This getting ugly.
So you don't mean as play. So I think I'm understanding.
No, I'm talking about in terms of the move they made.
I'm with you.
What's the difference?
I'm with you. What's the difference? What's the difference, Jalen? What's the difference, Jalen?
The year prior.
After the year after KD loses to the Warriors, and the year after the Warriors won 73 games, KD joined them. The Spurs, after they won the championship in 2007, they weren't winning. They stopped winning. They were a 50-win team, but they weren't some like all-time great championship 3 times, a couple times. They weren't doing that. They weren't doing that.
Bro, Mars, let's discuss your logic about Don Nelson. So Chris Webber's the rookie of the year in 1994. Mm-hmm. And they asked him and Chris, the reason why Chris Webber got traded was because of the situation between him and Don Nelson. Mm-hmm. He wanted out. That's why. They didn't fire Don Nelson. Don Nelson's a damn good coach. So I say that to say I'm not sure that they would have fired whoever it was for LeBron James. I mean, if you're letting the rookie of the year Chris Webber walk out the front door, I'm not sure. I can't say with 100% certainty that you firing the coach for LeBron James neither. That's number one. Number two, what's the difference between KD and LeBron James? I mean, what's the difference between KD and LeBron James? Well, let's discuss that. So KD and Steph Curry have a commonality, and that's LeBron James. Just like Dwayne Wade and LeBron James also have a commonality, which is the Boston Celtics. However, the Boston Celtics are the door to get to the NBA Finals, just like Steph Curry is the door to get past him. So KD is looking at Steph Curry as I'm the gatekeeper. In order for you to get there, you got to get past me. James didn't have to worry about getting past Dwayne Wade because we was already better than y'all anyway. My issue was the Boston Celtics. So these two things do not correlate. Absolutely not. Add that to the fact that we're talking about two different players. We're talking about two different players doing two different things on two different teams. Those two things do not work.
Well, chill. I'm going to say it to you like this, dog. And Mars put this boy, you got put in the body bag, Jalen.
No body bag.
So Jalen, because they already had 3 Hall of Famers on that team.
On what
so
team?
If you add LeBron James to that Spurs team, that takes his legacy. Hold on, that takes his legacy back. That does take his legacy back because that diminishes some of his rings. And then, like I said before, how do you know he's the same dominant player, bro? Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something else. I even think if he stayed in Miami, he doesn't break all those records. You know why? Because if you constantly having great teams around you, you don't need to score all those points to win. You don't need all of the others. His assists might be higher. His other stats might be a little bit better. But that doesn't mean he's going to be, because remember, late in his career, he's out here putting up 30s and all this other stuff because he's literally trying to break records. He wouldn't be able to do that on teams that stack to really win when you have other superior talent that can put up numbers too beside you. He wouldn't be averaging those numbers.
Would he have stayed in Miami that long, Ticket?
Yeah, I'm saying if he would have stayed, he would have stayed in Miami. I think that, okay, he probably would have won him another championship or two. I think he probably would have had 4 chips had he would have stayed in Miami.
Just in Miami.
Just staying in Miami.
Okay.
But I don't think he has all the other, like the all-time scoring record and all that other stuff. I think his numbers come down because of the talent that they have around him.
So as he gets older, is what you're saying. That he's not averaging. So Miami does a better job at building a unit around him and to keep them dudes viable.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Even though as he gets older, he's still doing what he's doing. Like,
but he's not going. But hold on. But they're not going to be doing him like the Lakers and them was doing him. They ain't going to be playing him 38, 39 minutes at age 36, 37, 38 years old, because they're going to have younger guys beside him. They're going to have guys that they can depend on they can go get numbers beside him, so he wouldn't have to do that. You got to remember, he's with the Lakers. He's playing. Hold on. He's with the Lakers. His only other superstar was AD. So if AD's out, man, it's just shot jacking galore. You're able to play all these minutes. If he's with the Miami Heat right now, you think LeBron James is playing 36, 37 minutes a game? Hell no. He ain't. He ain't doing that for the last few years. They're Espo and them are cutting his minutes. Especially if he's playing with the Spurs. If he's playing with the Spurs, he barely cracking 29 minutes a game. So for the last 3 or 4 years. So at the end and like I said, you got to think about this too. Would he have been able to fit into that system? Because Popovich ain't changing the system for LeBron's system. He's not. Popovich's system is going to be his system. So LeBron James, his game would have had to fit in to the style of play that Popovich wanted to implement. So either way you put him on any of those other franchises, it might not turn out the way it did. He got blessed by going to Miami, learning how to win, then being able to take that and go to Cleveland and show Kyrie and Kevin Love and them how to win.
Right.
If he doesn't go learn how to win in Miami, what makes you think that if he goes anywhere else from Cleveland, that his career ends up being on the same path that it is now, the same trajectory that it is now? All I'm saying is, bro, just get a dude the props, man. All you had to say was, bro, look, man, my career wouldn't be the way it is. Bro, even Michael Jordan, when he went to the Last Dance, the first thing he said was, there is no Michael Jordan without Scottie Pippen. Period. That's the first thing he said. Regardless of anything else happening, there is no Michael Jordan without Scottie Pippen. LeBron is making it seem like without the Miami Heat, and the Heat culture and all this other stuff, that I'm still going to be the same guy start to finish. That's not true. There was a lot of questions about LeBron James before he left Cleveland. So you think that he was just leaving Cleveland and going anywhere and it was going to work out? Do you not remember what was going on at that time right before he left Cleveland and where he was at mentally? The things he was dealing with, the failures he had on the court, and forget that. Let's go to the first year he was in Miami, Mars. What happened in the NBA Finals, Mars? What happened to the biggest, weakest mental breakdown we've seen in NBA history? What other superstar do you know in their prime that was the man that would have did what D Wade did at that time? What other superstar? What other superstar that won a chip? Go ahead,
bro. At this moment in time, is LeBron still the best player in the NBA?
No, he ain't the best player in the NBA. Come on, man. What type of question is that, man? He's still a great player.
In 2012?
Hold on. He's the Ron.
In 2012?
He's still a Ron. He's still a great player.
Hold on. Ticket, I got a couple questions. Is he still the best player in the NBA?
No.
In 2012?
What do you mean? Was he the best in 2012?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who won the MVP that year? It wasn't
LeBron.
Is he still 6'8"? Is he still 260, 280?
No, but that doesn't matter.
Does he still put the powder in the air?
Ron, that doesn't matter.
I'm just asking questions. Hold on, wait, Ticket. I'm just asking questions.
Yeah, he's still 6'8", but that doesn't mean nothing.
Relax. Does he still wear number 6 or 23?
Yeah, what that mean?
Does he still jump as high as he does? Is he still the most dominant force? Hold on, just let me ask my questions. I'm gonna get to where I'm trying to get to.
Yeah. Hold on.
Get to where I'm trying to get to.
He was doing all that in Cleveland. And what happened the first time?
Is he still the most dominant force in the NBA?
No.
Yes. At that point, yes.
No, because no. And I'm gonna tell y'all why, bro. A lot of this was mental, bro. A lot of it was mental. Before he left Cleveland, dudes thought it was sweet before he. Hold on.
So somebody was better than LeBron James at this moment in time.
Dudes thought it was sweet before he left Cleveland, bro. They thought it was sweet. You had Paul Pierce spitting on the dude on the sidelines, spitting on him. He did nothing. Dudes thought he was sweet. Dudes talking to him any kind of way. Nasir Muhammad, elbowing him to the face, knocking him.
Is LeBron James still the most dominant force in the NBA? Yes or no?
Hold on. I didn't forget any of that. Hold on. I didn't forget any of that.
I didn't either.
Hold on. So what I'm saying is this: what you go through in life shapes you, molds you, and make you. Chilltown. From when you was a youth to whenever you got to a certain point, some in your life helped change you to make you a better man or the person you are today.
Right.
If you didn't go that path, you might not turn out to be the same person you are today.
Right.
And you can't guarantee and say, hey, if I ain't do that, I'll still be the same person I am today. That's not true. That is not true. Mars would not be in the same person he is today if he wasn't in the comment section at PC and Shaq sees him and says, come up and let's do the show. His life probably takes a whole different trajectory.
Ticket, that's different though. At this moment in time, LeBron is already he's already at the pinnacle in the league. He's already the best player in the NBA. The point I'm trying to make is no matter what, from 2012 to 2022, LeBron is still for a 10-year run. He's still going to terrorize the league no matter where he's at. I don't care if you put him in Cleveland. I don't care if he goes to the Magic. I don't care if he's for the Spurs. I don't care what team.
Are we talking about him the same way we're talking about him now, though, Ron? Are we talking about him?
Chill. In 2012, look. I'm taking everything off the table. I'm taking all accolades off the table.
Now you're taking
hold on. I'm taking all accolades off the table. Chilltown. In 2012, when you seen LeBron, you thought he was the best player. Right?
I did think that. Yes, I did.
You thought he was better than Kobe, right?
I thought he was better
at that moment in time.
Not Kobe, everybody. He was better than everybody.
At that moment in time. So that's the conversation right there. I don't care. Hold on, chill right quick. I don't care if he goes on a Jerry West run and loses 9 straight finals. In 2020, he miraculously gets to the Lakers with AD, and let's say he wins, and he goes 1 for 10. Yeah, people are gonna say, okay, he's a loser and this, and this, but it's still gonna be the people, just like it's the people today that says, hey, well, he was still able to go to 6 straight finals and he was still the best player in the finals and this, and this. That's the point that I'm making, is he's still going to be the best player for a very long time.
Even if that's true, but even if he's the best player, there's a difference between talking about a guy being the best player in the game and him being the best player ever. Those things are 2 different things. We're talking about Joker right now as the best player in the game. Nobody is talking about Joker today in the GOAT conversation. Nobody. Nobody's talking about Joker in the GOAT conversation. LeBron James enters the GOAT conversation after winning title number 2 in back-to-back seasons. We are now having this conversation, which, by the way, I wasn't even interested in entertaining that in 2013. I wasn't even interested in talking about James being the GOAT. But with that being said, if he ends up with the Knicks, if he ends up in Orlando, if he ends up anywhere else and goes to a bunch of different playoffs and deep into the playoffs, one of the main reasons why we're talking about him the way we're talking about him, because he won. And the reason why he won is because he went to Miami. That was huge.
I think he still wins with other teams, though.
And that's also my point too. It's no way that we get to today. It's no way we get to today and LeBron doesn't have a few. I don't see it being no scenario. LeBron was that good. He was that dominant.
He said he would be the same dominant he is today.
He'll probably just team up with the Warriors before KD did it.
Right, and guess what that would mean? That would mean that y'all would diminish his rings too. If he would have played with Steph, Clay, and all, if y'all would have just replaced him with KD, they would have diminished his rings and said that he was on a team like that was an unbeatable super team. So they would have diminished his rings for that. They would have diminished his rings if he would have went to the Spurs in their prime, especially after he got swept by in the NBA Finals. They'd have diminished those rings because they would have said you went over to a team with Ginobili, Parker, and Tim Duncan and to win rings. You understand? Because they were still at that time where LeBron would have went over there, they were still running and winning championships in the NBA. So these are all facts. I mean, hey, Ron, you guys, no, Jalen, y'all got to cut this out, bro. What's wrong with giving dudes credit along the way, bro?
No, 100%. I'm gonna give the Heat credit. Don't get me wrong. Look, I think with LeBron, we have to differentiate what he said. He said that as a basketball player because he put in the work. He put in the time to take care of his body, work on his game. As a basketball player, he would improve.
That's not true, bro. That's not necessarily true.
He might have one less ring. He said it.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the game. That's not necessarily true, bro. It all depends. Again, his game got defined in Miami. LeBron James was the best player version of himself in Miami, right or wrong?
Ticket, he was going to be that no matter
what. That was not guaranteed.
No matter what, he was going to be.
LeBron can play 8 years in the league, and then he gets to Miami, and miraculously he adds a post game just because it would have happened at any point. It wasn't because Miami said, "Hey, look, you stalled us in the finals last year due to the fact that you can't shoot and you can't play out the post. We need you to be able to do this. As the best passer in the league, you should be able to play out the post." You don't think that had anything to do with it?
He's not doing that. He's not doing that. That's not happening, Ron, if he plays for the Knicks.
Coach or any great franchise.
That's not happening if he plays in Washington.
Yeah, that's why I said you're only trying to get him to the Spurs because you know if he went to the Charlotte Hornets, he's good. You're only trying to get him to the only other franchise that you think that would happen.
That's not happening.
You're saying there's one in the East, Miami, one in the West, San Antonio. Everywhere else, he's cooked. You're only trying to put him in these two situations.
2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016. Can I keep going? 2017, 2018. From 2011 to no, I don't care about the Miami Heat. You guys are missing the point that I'm making. From 2011 to 2018, nobody was fucking with LeBron James. We all know this. We all know this. Nobody.
Chill. Let me ask you a question, Chill. Do you think Michael Jordan's career ends up what it is if he's not coached by Phil Jackson?
No, I don't.
Thank you. No, so that changed the trajectory in the even though Mike would have still been putting up numbers, even though Mike would have still probably won a championship or two, his career, the trajectory and the dominance of his career would not have been the same if he doesn't encounter the great Phil Jackson. So what we're saying, every player, Chill, every player in their career have this turn. Every player. Tim Duncan, if he comes in the league and doesn't play for Pop and doesn't play in that San Antonio Spurs system, maybe he has an illustrious career, but he doesn't win 5 world championships, Chill. He doesn't go to 6 NBA finals and only lose 1 of them, Chill. He's a different, if he goes to Orlando, maybe he wins 1 or 2 chips in Orlando with T-Mac. Maybe he scores 28 points a game, but he's not the same player you're looking at him as start to finish today. And that's just the facts, bro. Everything you go through in life, it changes you, it molds you, it shapes you, it makes you. When you dismiss that and when you act like they didn't have a part, when we saw that LeBron James not only played, he not only did that, he was so damn good they broke the rules. They said you couldn't win an MVP on a super team. He won 2. He won 2. They wouldn't give KD the MVP because they said he played with the Warriors. And Ron, but you gave LeBron James 2 MVPs with the Miami Heat. He was on a super team, right? I'm just saying, let's be honest.
And Ron, to add to that point, there's a reason why we have tiers of NBA franchises. You would not put the Charlotte Hornets and the Miami Heat in the same category as a franchise. You would not put the Washington Wizards and the Boston Celtics in the same category as a franchise. And the reason why is because the players that go to Washington, they don't materialize like the players do with the Boston Celtics. The players who go to the Lakers get better, unlike the players who were at Minnesota at that time. Those two things are not the same thing. So a guy like LeBron James, as good as he is, would he have been the same player if he ended up in Minnesota? Would he have been the same player if he ended up in Phoenix? No.
Is D-Wade the same, Ron? Is D-Wade the same player if he doesn't play for Miami?
No, let's stay with Bron. Let's stay with Bron. Is Bron the same player if he goes if he's drafted to Charlotte, for instance?
No.
Why not? No. In his first 7 years. In his first 7 years.
If he's drafted,
he's not.
Why was he not when he went to the Cleveland Cavaliers and it was a terrible franchise? Why was he not? No, you're not hearing me. What did Cleveland do up to that point?
Hold on.
If I'm not mistaken, they were garbage. If I'm not mistaken, they had the number 1 overall pick where they drafted him, right? So why did he turn that franchise around?
Some of the best floor spacing around him.
Right, Ron, you're disgusting, Ron. Ron, you.
Cleveland was the worst franchise in the league at that moment in time. They literally won the lottery and got LeBron James.
And guess what happened?
And what did he do?
And I'm glad you brought that up.
And what did he do?
I'm glad you brought that up, Ron. No, take it. I'm glad you brought that up, Ron, because at some point we get to that point where this is as far as we're going to go here. If he stays there with how they were going, you think that he would have turned into Miami LeBron? You think his mid-range would have gotten better? There's a reason why he got better, because he got people that's in that organization that's going to show him this is where you're the most effective. This is where you are the best. This is where you're the best passer. This is the guy that I'm going to put you around to utilize and maximize your game. They weren't doing that in Cleveland. What they were doing in Cleveland, you are the show. Not only are you the show, you're going to get us here and we're going to just keep rolling. Not thinking that we're going to get to this when he's in Miami. We're going to get to this and you're going to be a part of it. As opposed to in Cleveland, we're going to get to this because of you. How we get there, we don't care.
Yeah, Ron, you're insane on this talk, man. Because it ain't going to be the same, Jalen. I don't care, Jalen. I don't care what color draws you wearing of LeBron James, Jalen. It's not going to be the same, bro. Hey, Jalen. I don't care what you and Ron say, bro. Bro, everybody in life goes through something and changes and molds you and shapes you to the person you are. And you can deny it. You can act like everybody can act like they got here where they at by themselves. Nobody did. Nobody. Donald Trump, you think he got to being where he's at by himself? No, he got a loan from him. He got a loan from his dad. Somebody did something. Somebody did something for everybody to help you get where you at. You think Bill Gates just woke up and he just made himself a billionaire, a trillionaire, a gazillion? Hell no. You think that Rob Johnson woke up and just had BET out of his glove and didn't have to go through? No. Everything in life molds you, shapes you, and makes you into the person you are. And with LeBron James, bro, let's just be honest, Ron. He was the laughing stock of the NBA circles before he left Cleveland because of everything else. Wait. No, he was not. Wait. No, because of everything else. Hold on, bro. Because of everything that was going on around him, along with the fact that people were saying they was comparing him to Jordan. And so at that time, when he came into the league. So when he came to, because he called himself the chosen one, wore 23, did the powder toss, all the stuff Jordan was doing, he had the comparisons to Jordan. But at that time, 7 years in the game, his accolade and resume wasn't meeting up to Jordan's standard. So he had to do something that was going to change the trajectory of his career and how people thought. He said, you know what? I got to get on a squad where I can have more discipline. You think he just went over? Do you think they went over and joined up together just for no reason? No, he picked those guys because he felt like these are the guys I can go get it done with. I can go get it done with D-Wade. I can go get it done with Melo. Okay, Melo, you're not going to come? I can get it done with Chris Bosh. So that's the reason why they went and did that. And them doing it in Miami under the tutelage, it was a reason why he wanted to fire Espo and get Pat Riley down there. So everybody talking about, oh, what's up with Pat Riley? Well, LeBron James wanted Pat Riley to come down and coach. So you can't call it nothing different. So, and y'all always be the ones that saying, hey, LeBron ain't never had no coach. He ain't never had no coach. He the one who wanted Pat Riley to come coach. So don't try to strip Pat Riley down and say, oh, the Heat coach or wasn't nothing. No, they won a championship before you came. After you left, they've been to 2 NBA finals in the last 4 years, and they played you in the NBA finals and could have had a chance to beat you if half the damn starting lineup wasn't hurt. So that's what the Heat culture is. The Heat culture is playing hard, winning, and being in the big games. And for most of the part of a damn near a decade and a half. So they showed that not only could they be in the big dance with LeBron James, they showed they could be in there without LeBron James. So cut it out, man. And this is the last thing I want to say. When we talk about just legacy, bro, legacy, man, Ron, it doesn't matter. We seen T-Mac be aggressive for a decade, get buckets, terrorize the league, all this other stuff. We've seen a lot of different things. Bro, do you not know what happens to Kobe Bryant if he never gets Pau Gasol? You think Kobe Bryant goes on to win multiple championships if he never gets Pau Gasol?
He leaves the Lakers. He doesn't say that.
Right. It's something that happens. As great as Kobe is, we just talk about him in one sense. So that's the same thing with LeBron James. LeBron James, as great as he was, we would have talked about him like Chilltown said. In the eyes of a guy who won maybe 1 or 2 championships, maybe Hakeem, all-time great player, but not the greatest to ever play or not the second greatest to ever play, how some of these guys have him. But the fact that he needed that experience with Miami. That shit helped him grow. That shit helped his game. That shit helped his mental toughness along the course of his career. You can see it while he was there. That doesn't mean he would have got it everywhere else. That doesn't mean you think that Tim Duncan in his prime, winning championships, you think Greg Popovich not going to say throw the ball in and Tim Duncan first? Hell no. You think LeBron James is going to go to the Spurs, Jalen, with your LeBron draws on and the doo-doo stains in the crack of your drawers? You think you're going to go? You think he's going to go over there? No, you think he's going to go over there and you think Greg Popovich is going to say, look, we're going to stop throwing the ball into Tim Duncan first because we got LeBron. Hell no.
That's the problem. By 2010, Duncan wasn't that guy anymore.
One of them dudes become expendable too, by the way. Either Tony Parker or Manu Ginobili. One of them dudes become expendable.
Think about this. Look, I don't want to discredit the Heat or what the Heat did for LeBron. 100% they impacted his career, made him a better player. I'm not discrediting that. What I'm saying is, even if he didn't go to a Heat, he is great enough as a player where the journey might have been different, but he would have got to the same place.
We ain't talking about him like this.
Jalen, take it a step further. Take it a step further. LeBron is a free agent magnet. He's a magnet for other great players. Wherever he goes, if he goes to New York, other players are coming to New York too. These other guys are going to come play with him.
Whatever, man. Hey, Jalen, you have a serious case of LeBron bootyitis. That means that your face, that means that your nose is always attached to the butt crack of LeBron Ramon James, and it'll never depart. You are fighting for supremacy with Nick right now. Shannon Sharpe is out of the team. You know they've removed him from clutch now. So I know you trying to fight for your position.
Shannon will be back. Shannon gonna be back. It's all good.
He ain't gonna be back. He ain't be back after this. Ain't no recovery after this. When you go at LeBron James like that, it's over with. But
I just want to say with LeBron, We've seen it.
I mean, it would be ridiculous.
Let's talk about LeBron. He gets drafted by a poverty franchise, the worst franchise in the league, who hasn't won a championship in 45 something years when he came in 42, 43 years. Haven't won a championship. He goes there, makes him a perennial 50-win team, makes him a perennial 50-win team, and makes him one of the big franchises of the NBA. Doesn't get it done, but we all realize they were never.
Mars, watch out, Mars. Watch out, eat to this nigga right now, Mars. I'm gonna put him in the casket right now. Okay, stay right there, Jalen. Stay right there.
Hold on, let him finish his point. Hold on, let him make his point. Let him make his point. Hold on, take it. Let him make his point.
I got him right now, Ron. I got it right now. Hey, hold on, Jalen. Did Carmelo not do the same thing with Denver? Jalen, did Carmelo not do the same thing with Denver? Did he not go to a team? Hold on. Did he not go to a team? Hold on. Hold on. Wait. Did he not go to a team with the same record as LeBron did with Cleveland? Carmelo.
I'm just about of a team, sure.
Okay, let me ask you one question. I'm gonna leave it like this. Jalen, do you think the trajectory of Carmelo Anthony's career would have changed if he would have been drafted and went to the Detroit Pistons?
Melo would have 2-3 rings.
Okay, thank you. You're done. Thank you. You're dead. Ron, he's over with, Ron. Put him in the trash can. You're done.
Keep going, Jalen.
Yeah, listen. He goes to Cleveland, makes him a perennial 50-win team, gets him in some deep playoff runs, but never got it done. Then he goes to Miami again. A Miami team since that 06 championship has not made any runs, doesn't have this championship ideology or championship mentality. They were a bad team to do with some injuries. Dwayne Wade was hurt for a year or so they weren't making runs. He goes there, makes them a perennial 50-win team, championship contender every year.
They win the playoffs. What are you talking about?
They missed the playoffs.
Yeah. They made the playoffs a year before. Hold on. They made the playoffs a year before and lost to the same team LeBron James lost to. They lost to the Boston Celtics. Shut your ass up.
No, you shut up, Ticket, because that's why the KD thing ain't the same. That's exactly why the KD thing ain't the same.
They lost to the same team LeBron lost to.
Keep going, Jalen.
The Miami Heat lost to the same team LeBron lost to. They lost to the Boston Celtics in the playoffs. So what?
He goes back. Hold on. After that, he goes back to Cleveland. Another team who have had 20, 30-win seasons, stacking up draft picks, didn't win anything. He goes there, makes him.
Did they not lose to the same team, Jalen?
No, listen.
Did they not lose to the same team?
Sure, Miami lost to the same team, but
no, I ain't asked you that. I said in the same year. Hold on. In the same year, did D Wade and LeBron James not lose to the same team in the playoffs?
No, they didn't.
They did. He lost to the Boston Celtics. They did.
That's fine.
In 2010.
Okay, hold on. That's fine. They lost to the Celtics, right? Okay, so that's something. After he goes. So he makes the Heat a championship contender for 4 years in a row. Then he goes to Cleveland. Again, a team that's winning 20, 30 games.
And what did he do? What did he do?
He made them a championship contender.
That's not true. That's not true. He won the championship. He traded for Kevin Love. He traded for Kevin Love. He got Kyrie Irving. He got the 6th man of the year.
Jalen, don't leave out the fact that the year he left Miami, can you tell everybody, people in the back too that don't hear you, what happened to the Miami Heat the year after he left?
What happened to the Miami Heat?
Chris Bosh got blood clots.
They didn't make the playoffs, but keep going.
Chris Bosh got blood clots and played 44 games. D Wade got hurt. D Wade got an injury and played 20.
They didn't make
Chris Bosh had blood clots and played 44 games.
After the Warriors, they won 15 games.
Chris Bosh, those blood clots didn't happen until 2015, 2016.
He only played 44 games the next year.
That's when that happened.
That year he only played 44 games. That year he only played 44 games.
They was actually on a trajectory to see.
He only played 44 games that year.
That ain't the same thing. But anyway,
Chris Bosh only played 44 games.
But keep going.
He goes to Cleveland next. Again, 20, 30-win team. Yes, they made trades to make an optimized team. But you know why they get those? You know why they trade for Kevin Love? You know why Kyrie, who was a phenomenal kind of had a great first couple years, 20, 22-point guy. But when LeBron James elevates his game because of LeBron James, they become a championship contender for that 4-year window, making the finals every single year. And then he goes to a Lakers team who have been a dead franchise since Kobe left. A franchise that's been winning 20, 30, 40.
And trade the whole team for AD.
Wait, guess what? No, guess what? They were stockpiling young talent, didn't work out. Then they win a championship.
No. What you mean it didn't work out? Hold on. That's not true. Tell me. Hold on. That's a bold-faced lie. Hold on. That's a bold. Jalen. You're a liar, Jalen. You say it didn't work out. That's a lie. What happened? Well, tell the truth. Hold on, Jalen. Tell the truth. Hold on, Jalen. Tell the truth. It was working out. Yo, raggedy ass King got hurt, and the very next year he traded the whole team to go get 80. Yes, that's exactly what happened. LeBron James got hurt on Christmas Day. No, LeBron James got hurt on Christmas Day playing against the Warriors, and they still won the game when LeBron James got hurt. And he got hurt. And he got hurt. And hold on. And he got hurt. He came back and said he was going to be in playoff mode, and his ass went to play home mode, and he went home. And the very next year, he traded the whole team to go get AD. So stop lying. And then with the Cavs, don't make it seem like he went to the sorry Cavs and just turned them into a contender. No, sir. Guess what? Hold on. Guess what Kyrie Irving was doing with the Cavs? The same thing. Hold on. The same thing. LeBron James
was I was making, Mars. That's why I keep saying it doesn't.
But Jalen acting like it's just the LeBron effect.
No, obviously
LeBron's bringing other people. So using the team's record before LeBron and after LeBron makes no sense. He's bringing Kevin Love, one of the 15, let's say 15 to be conservative, best players in the world, with him. He's bringing that guy with him. It's not like it's just, you add LeBron, they go from 20 wins to 50. No, he's bringing someone else. He's building these super teams, and then you're giving him credit for the team winning more games.
They had a one player, which is fine. But again, I think LeBron James, you put LeBron
top 15 in the league.
No doubt.
Man, they added the sixth man of the year, J.R. Smith. They added the former sixth man of the year, J.R. Smith, right, coming from the Knicks. They added one of the premier elite defenders in the league at that time, Iman Shumpert. They added one of the best three-point shooters in the game in Cal Corp. Stop lying, boy.
Who James had made it clear that, quote, I'll take care of JR because he was problematic at that time.
No.
That was a fact.
He won the sixth man of the year, Chill.
He did win the sixth man of the year. He's still problematic, and James on record.
Cut this out, Chill. Hey, Chill, I love you, bro. Cut this out, Chill.
He did say that. I'll take
Chill, cut it out, man. Cut it out, man. Chill, you know you capping, though. You know you capping.
I ain't lying. I'm not lying. That's a fact.
So Jalen is making it. Jalen is making it seem. Hold on, Jalen, you're making it seem. Jalen, here's why you're disingenuous, Jalen. You're making it seem like, and like Mars said, you're making it seem like LeBron James is just walking into bad franchises and without nothing, he's making them great. No, it ain't that.
He did that in 2003.
Hold on, Ron.
What did he do in 2003?
Hold on, Ron.
18 years old.
Ron. Hold on. He's rearranging the whole. Hold on, Ron.
What did he do?
Hold on. He's rearranging the whole team, like Mars said. And Jalen said in here and discounted Kyrie Irving. Kyrie was doing the same thing LeBron was doing the first 2 years in the league. Not making the playoffs, losing, coming up short. Hold on. And guess what? Hold on. And Kyrie Irving was getting, hold on, chill. And Kyrie Irving was getting, Kyrie Irving was getting hurt. And that team, that team was, hold on, chill. That team was getting better every single year. Kyrie was hurt all 3 years, and each year that team had a better record.
It wasn't close to the same thing. It wasn't close to the same thing.
They didn't have a good record every year with Kyrie.
Okay, so the first year that Kyrie gets on the crew, they win, I think, 3 more games that year. Then the next year they win 6 more games. With James on the crew the first year.
No, I'm saying, but Kyrie was hurt, Chill. I'm saying Kyrie only played minimal games.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Kyrie got hurt. He got hurt every year.
Even more because he ain't even available.
No, I'm saying the games he played. Chill. I'm saying if you look at the games. If you look at the games he played and look at the effect he had, you can see it. It's all there. The first 3 years, those teams had improved better records, but he missed substantial time each of those first 3 years. So we never got to see the full growth of that team under Kyrie Irving. That's all I'm saying, bro. All I'm saying is Chilltown. All I'm saying is this. Mm-hmm. And it's no disrespect to LeBron. I'm just telling Jalen, jockstrap, booty hole sniffing ass, that LeBron James didn't walk to a bad team and make them good. It ain't like he walking into the goddamn Toronto Raptors, how they are right now, and turn them into a championship contender without no moves. No, he went in there and made major moves.
What did he do with the Cleveland Cavaliers? You keep saying he did not walk into a bad team and make them good.
Everywhere he went, he made major moves, bro.
Had the #1 overall pick and they took him. How many games did they win that year? How many games did they win that year?
How many games did he win?
In 2002, the year before they drafted LeBron James, how many years did they win?
They won 15 games.
It was 17.
17. I'm sorry, Mark. They improved by I think 18. They won 35 games the next year. Missed the playoffs by 1 game. The next year after that, they missed the playoffs because they were tied with the Nets for the 8th seed and lose the tiebreaker.
Who had a better squad with them, Kyrie or LeBron James and Cleveland those first few years, Shield?
Who had a better squad?
We're around him, Kyrie or LeBron James. Y'all talking about Kyrie. Who did Kyrie have a better team around him, or did LeBron James when they first got drafted to the Cavs?
Of course, it was James with Boozer and
right. So hold on. So why y'all discounting Kyrie when the team got better every year and he played minimal games? Hold on, chill, hold on. And he was so great, even in the minimal games he played, he still made the All-Star game, and he was an All-Star game MVP that year. So think about this, though.
Was it 14? I think it was 14.
Yeah. But chill. Check this out. All I'm saying to Jalen is this. It ain't like LeBron just walked in with Kyrie. No. they also gave up that number 1 overall pick and went and got Kevin Love before he was going to go over there. Then they went and got Kyle Korver, who's one of the best 3-point shooters in the world. Then they went and also got J.R. Smith, who was the 6th man of the year. Then they got Iman Shumpert, who was one of the top wing defenders in the world at that time. These are all facts. Look at that whole team. So all I'm saying is that Jalen is acting like LeBron walked into all these places, even with the Lakers. Jalen says, "Oh, it wasn't working out with the young guys." What do you mean? LeBron went over there. They were the 4th seed in the West on Christmas Day. LeBron James jacks up he gets hurt on Christmas Day, misses all those games, and the season's over with. That's not the young guys' fault. They actually was playing great basketball around LeBron James. It never had a chance to blossom. But then the next year they trade the whole team for AD. So you can't say that, bro. And guess who they was playing in the NBA Finals? Hold on, Mars. Guess who they was playing in the NBA Finals that year, Mars? The Miami Heat. The same people you sitting over here acting like you didn't. Hold on, Mars. And Mars. The Heat was picked to get swept in that series. Your dominant king and AD was supposed to sweep the Heat. And guess what happened? The Heat lost their number 1 scorer and Gordon Dragic. Am I lying, Mars? Did Gordon Dragic play? Did he get hurt? He got hurt. They lost. Hold on. They lost their starting center Bam for 2.5 games in that series. And Jimmy Butler got hurt in that series, and they still took y'all 6 games. Yo, King.
How many championships do the Heat have since LeBron left? How many championships do the Cleveland Cavaliers have since LeBron left?
Bro, it's cool. I mean, listen. You're actually rebuilding the team. They actually rebuilding
when it's the GOAT debate, but now
this debate we're gonna bring it up, but GOAT debate.
Right. Hey, you guys are. That's okay. It's okay if you want to be disgusting, Jalen. At least Chilltown admit it.
I want to give the Heat credit. I'm giving the Heat credit. I just think again the journey would be different, but he would still get there.
I don't agree with that, bro, because it could have been different obstacles along the way, man.
I think we being a little bit we nitpicking with the Cleveland stuff, because I mean we talking about a Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love, as good as they were. These how many playoff appearances they had before they got James? 0. They had never been to the playoffs at any point. James gets on the crew and in the NBA Finals, which, by the way, let's make sure we remember in the Eastern Conference Championship, that playoff run, Kevin Love is gone. He didn't play the whole playoffs. He dislocated his shoulder against Boston. He wasn't even playing. And against the Atlanta Hawks, Kyrie Irving missed 2 of the 4 games when they swept them, which, by the way, was a damn good Atlanta team who only lost to Cleveland that year. They were 14 games over 500 against the Western Conference that year. That's number 2. Now, when we're talking about LeBron James, his effect on that crew, and you brought up Kyle Korver. They didn't get Kyle Korver for two more years. They didn't get,
no, I said no, but he was still the best. He was still the best 3-point shooter in the league. Look it up.
Even if that's true, they didn't get him for 2 more years. It wasn't like he got on the crew when James got there. It was 2 years later.
But they still had J.R. Smith and Iman Shumpert.
They did get him, and that matters 100%. They did get him on the crew, and that did matter 100%. That did matter. But the point here is that there is no way for me to believe that James would have turned into who James turned into today if he had never gone to Miami. James was already in Miami in 2013. Mars, I'm on record saying this to you. I sound like a broken record to you. I'm sure I do. In 2013, he had already won the league MVP for the 4th time in 5 years, had won the NBA championship in back-to-back seasons, and was the finals MVP in back-to-back seasons. The GOAT conversation started. I wouldn't even entertain it. So I can't imagine what would have happened if he ended up with the Knicks.
And that's why I said, but Chilltown, that's why I said, that's why I said with Carmelo, y'all always disrespect Carmelo, but that's why I said if Carmelo gets drafted to the Detroit Pistons, the whole trajectory of his career changes. LeBron James, we might not even be talking about LeBron James and no top this, top that. Because if Carmelo goes to Detroit, Detroit went to the Eastern Conference Finals 6 years in a row. They couldn't get over the hump literally because of scoring. They was coming up like inches short because of scoring. You add Carmelo to that Detroit team, they're winning 3 championships. The one they already won his rookie year against the Lakers, they're winning that. They're probably winning the next year against San Antonio when they lost at the buzzer beater. Who hit the buzzer beater? Robert Mars? Or hit the buzzer beater? They're probably winning that.
They lost.
They're probably coming back and winning again. All this time, you ain't hearing about LeBron James. So the whole trajectory, it all depends on certain things that you go through and place you go. If he's coached by Larry Brown, if he has a defensive philosophy coming to league added with his offensive prowess, you know what I'm saying? Because Larry Brown showed he could coach offensive players like he did AI. So yes, again, when you look at it, it does matter, Jalen. So stop acting like it don't.
I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I'm not saying it doesn't matter.
No, I'm saying it showed. Hold on, because even if you look at D-Wade's career ain't the same if he don't go to Miami. If D-Wade go to Miami, do you think he ends with 3 championships in his career?
Again, I think D-Wade would.
I asked you a question, son.
Listen.
I asked you a question. Do you think D-Wade? Hold on. Do you think D-Wade got 3 championships? He don't go to Miami.
One, I don't know because the
other. I asked you that. I asked you a question.
I don't know because the other situation.
See, Ron, these dudes. So Ron, Ron, hold on. So these dudes exposed. You don't watch basketball because if I ask you the same, hold on. Because if I ask you the same question about LeBron, does LeBron win 3 or 4 chips? You say yeah, without no hesitation.
Yes,
but when I ask you, hold on, Jalen. When I asked you about Jalen, I asked you about D Wade. Do you think D Wade win 3 chips if he don't play for Miami in his career? Again, it depends on the situation. Based off what you hold on, Jalen. Hold on. I asked you that. Okay. Do you think? Okay, chill. Do you think D Wade have 3 rings if he don't play for Miami in his career?
I don't know, to be honest with you, Ticket. I don't think so. I'm
not.
Thank you. So if he ends up somewhere else, it's his career looks like if Detroit would have ended up taking him. He would have his career would look more wins. He might have had more championships than Detroit.
No, we ain't talking about that Pistons thing. We talking about somebody else. We talking about, but we're just saying like the trajectory of his career is different if you don't end up in a certain spot. So you got to think about these type of things, bro. If KD doesn't go to Golden State, what do you think about his career?
Look, I agree. The trajectory.
No, I ain't asked you that. I asked you a question. If KD doesn't go to Golden State, do you look at him as the same dominant player you look at him as today?
Well, I don't really value those rings.
I didn't ask you that. I asked you a question, boy. KD, hold on, Ron. This boy don't understand English. Do I have to speak to you and what?
I'm telling you, I'm asking the question.
If you can't answer the question, just say you can't.
No, because you're so confident about LeBron. Ron, does Kevin Durant have the same dominant? Do everybody look at KD in the same dominant fashion? They call him he's the easy money sniper. He's the slim reaper. All this stuff. Do y'all look at him the same way if he never goes to Golden State? Do you think he get over the hump if he stays in OKC?
You asking me?
All of y'all.
Me?
All of y'all.
Hey, because if you asking me, first off,
Jalen ain't say nothing. I just see Jalen said he leaned back. He didn't say a damn word.
I'm saying they might have had other pieces where yes.
I didn't ask you that. I asked you, do you think Kevin Durant is the same dominant player that they consider him as today if he does not join the Warriors and win?
Do you think KD has 2 rings and 2 Finals MVPs if he doesn't go to Golden State?
That's what I'm saying. Do I think he might have had those 2 rings? He might have not won without a doubt. But I think as a basketball player, he would have been the same basketball player throughout. Him joining that situation maybe would have gotten a ring.
Because you don't look at guys. You don't look at. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you why. Ask Chilton about all the great scorers in NBA history. Ask Chilton, do they look different at George Gervin, who put up a whole lot of numbers but didn't win? Do they look at George Gervin the same?
That's right. Hold
on. You don't even look at Will Chamberlain as the same. Will Chamberlain was out here averaging 50 during seasons. You don't look at him in the GOAT debate. Will Chamberlain had seasons where he had a season where he averaged 50 points and damn near over 30 some rebounds.
26.
So come on, bro. You don't look at him as the GOAT.
No, listen.
Hold on, Jalen. So all I'm saying is this. It's all about circumstance and opportunity. If Bill Russell doesn't play with the Boston Celtics, do you look at his career the same? Do you look at him as the same dominant player as he was after his career was over with? Hell no. You know why? Because they had all that talent stockpiled on the Boston Celtics teams. So all he had to do is go in and be a leader like he was to all that great talent they had around him. But if you were to put that same dude on one of them other teams outside of the Lakers, do you think Bill Russell would have had 11 rings?
He definitely wouldn't have 11 rings.
Okay, then. So you would not looking at him the same.
Yeah,
so all we're saying
that when it comes to hating on Bill Russell.
No. But Mars, I'm just being honest with him. I'm telling him he keep making it seem like players, it don't matter what path you take, you gonna come out to be the same person. That's not true.
See, that is not true, bro. With great players, I think, again, the journey might be different. Maybe they'll have less rings. But as basketball players, I think Michael Jordan would have.
You think Kobe Bryant's legacy is the same if he don't? Hold on. Do you think Kobe Bryant's legacy the same? Hold on. Do you think Kobe Bryant is the same? Do you think Kobe Bryant's the same legacy and the same outlook on his career if he played for the Charlotte Hornets his whole career?
The legacy would be different.
I didn't ask you a question. I asked you a question.
The legacy would be different. Yes, the legacy would be different.
Loud,
him as a basketball player was
chill, man. Come on, bro. Chill. Chill. Come on, bro.
This is where we're different. You're talking about legacy and how people view them. I'm talking about them as basketball players, the great ones. They would still achieve that greatness.
That's not true. Okay, so why didn't T-Mac do it? Hold on, why didn't T-Mac do it?
Yo, Ticket, but this is a completely different person, though. Like, you've done this twice. T-Mac is not Kobe Bryant. T-Mac is not LeBron James. Hold
on. Because that's because he didn't have Shaq in his prime either. Because if T-Mac had Shaq in his prime, we think about T-Mac completely different player. If T-Mac had, if that's T-Mac instead of Kobe winning championships, everybody puts T-Mac Man, top 10 all time. Top 15 all time. Hold on. With his resume, everybody puts T-Mac top 15 all time.
All right, Ticket. You got a good point.
Same game. Hold on.
You got a good point. I'm not going to fight that. Hey, T-Mac with Shaq is a motherfucker. You got a good point.
But same game, just putting him with the Diesel, right? Same game. If you never put Shaq with Kobe, we don't look at Shaq's resume the same. You know why? Because Shaq hadn't won those chips yet. He won those chips when he got with Kobe Bryant. So if Shaq never goes to the Lakers, are we looking at his career the same way? Hell no. His career changed when he went to the Lakers, when he was playing in the Staples Center, when he went first playing in the Forum and then in the Staples Center. His career trajectory changed. So no, he might not have been the same dominant outlook of a player. He may have had, if he stayed in Orlando the whole time, his career may have looked completely different. Him as a player may have been completely different. But from the coaching experiences, the things he changed in his game, the mean streak going to a whole nother level when he was in LA versus Orlando. You understand what I'm saying? Even though he was a monster and he battled Hakeem, bro, I would not have do you think that was the same Shaq with the Lakers that it was Orlando? If I would have put the Shaq with the Lakers against Hakeem, Hakeem would have fouled out against Shaq if that was the Shaq playing against him with the Lakers.
But that's also the thing, though, Ticket. These players are every year after year they get better and better.
Why?
They grow and they grow.
It has something to do with coaching and leadership and direction.
It has something to do with a lot of that, but a lot of it is just natural. It's natural progression. It's just maturity.
It's not, bro. It's not, bro.
Yes, it is.
It's not, bro. It's not.
Yo, here's also what you're doing, though, Ticket.
Ticket.
Here's also what you're doing, though. You're taking 2000, 2001, 2002 Shaq, and you're comparing them to 90. What? That was 96 Shaq.
No,
95 Shaq.
I'm saying
he was in his second year as opposed to him being in his prime.
I'm giving you different coaches, though.
Better.
Bro, I'm giving you the recipe. He went through different experiences, different coaches, different people shaped and guided his career. Let me give you a perfect example. Stephen Wardell Curry, we was talking about him yesterday. And I asked him this question yesterday. Do y'all think Steph Curry's career would have been the same had he would have played for Mark Jackson all the way through? Fuck no. No.
Again, the legacy.
No, I ain't asked you that. I ain't asked you again.
You're being lazy.
Hold on. Because Wait, Jalen. Because if we be honest, yes, Mark Jackson was a great coach. He wasn't allowed to finish the job. But when Steve Kerr comes in Chilltown, what does Steve Kerr do? He revolutionized how they use Steph Curry. So now you look at Steph Curry as a finished product in a whole different outlook. Because Chilltown, what did we say? If Steph Curry would have went to the Knicks, what would have happened to his career, Chill?
I think they would have wrecked him.
They would have wrecked him. You'd have had him out here looking like goddamn on Shabazz Napier or something.
The way the Knicks were at that time, I think they would have wrecked him.
Thank you. So all that shit you talking, Jalen and Ron, is bullshit. It does matter where you go, who you're being coached by, who's helping tutelage your career. You can see it through player development. Look at all of the players that Phil Handy works with the Lakers. Look at the skill development of these players. Look at the development of Austin. Imagine they go somewhere else and they don't have the same skill development guys. We see this. That's why you see certain teams have players who fulfill what they're supposed to be and certain teams don't, because it's all about who's coaching these guys, who's bringing these guys up, the tutelage. If you get caught in a situation with a trash-ass, sorry coach, shit, your whole career trajectory can change versus if you're under a good coach who knows what he's doing, who knows how to use you. If AI never runs into Larry Brown, his career ain't never going, even the way they look at him now ain't going to be the same. Larry Brown brought the best out of AI as a head coach because of what the tools he brought to the table. Right. So what we're saying is LeBron's time in Miami, under Pat Riley, under Espo, it molded him into being a man and to being a leader he needed to be for Kyrie Irving, for Anthony Davis, for all these other guys. If he doesn't have that, we can't sit up here and necessarily say he ends up being the same player mentally and on the basketball court physically, bro. He might have the same physical specimens like Ron say, but that don't mean you turn out to be the same player because Chilltown notice the game is mental. Half of the game is mental. So if you're not going to win the mental battle on a night-to-night basis, damn, that's why you think I beat the hell out of Bob every day. Bob be out here losing his mind, losing his shit every single day because I don't mentally whip his ass. And I ain't even got on the court against this bum yet. I ain't got on the court against this bum yet. He's already mentally beaten because he's thinking about me every day in his dreams. You understand what I'm saying? Period. Lil Ox Bob. Lil Ox Bob. That's who it is. Not Lil Ox Nas. Lil Ox Bob. That's who he is, right? The fake ass Whoopi Goldberg running around here. Where he at? Fine, y'all pick the top. Tell him I said, pick the top, you sucker. Running your mouth in the private chat, talking about somebody running from you. Ain't nobody running from you, Chuck. Tell Ron I said, Ron, tell him out in public, Ron. Tell him what I told that punk in private. You pick the topic, sucker. Care what you say.
I would play the voice memo, but you know,
it's kind of graphic. Yeah, I talk to you like that in real life, behind the scene, like I said before. But y'all, Jalen, y'all stop this stuff, man. Every player you look at in NBA history, ask Chilltown. If George Gervin played for the Boston Celtics, how you looking at George Gervin, Chilltown?
He got a couple championships, but again,
but how you looking at him and his outcome as his career, Chill? So every player goes through that. There ain't no player that's not through that. You know what I'm saying? Like if Mike goes to Portland, maybe he wins some championships with Clyde, but he ain't going to be the same. It ain't going to be the same outcome as he was with Phil.
Sure, it won't be the same. Exactly. So the only thing we disagree on is that, look, 100% coaching matters, teams matter, situation, all that matters. I just think with the great ones, again, the journey might be different, but they'll still reach their greatness regardless of their situation.
That's not true.
There's different levels of greatness, Jalen. That's the part that I think that's where the disconnect is, because as great as Dirk is, like we ain't talking about Dirk like we talking about Bird. Yeah. Right. So as good as Curry is, as good as Magic is, like if Chris Paul plays with, I don't know, if he ends up in Chicago and they end up winning it, I mean, we talking about him different, way different than we talking about him right now. So the journey matters. It doesn't, and where you go during the journey matters, because as my grandmother would always tell me, anybody can train a secretary. You can screw him up too, because he could end up somewhere and they could completely wreck this dude. So the fact that he ended up in Miami, that was beneficial to his career. It wasn't like, yo, this is just another stop on my way to being awesome. No, absolutely not.
Chill, and you're right. You can you can't mess up a secretary, but you also can make a secretary good, right? So why are we acting like it's every scenario outside of the scenarios we've all talked about are the best case scenarios? There are better case scenarios. Players can go other places and play with other players and coaches, and it could be better than what it turned out to be. We're acting like the other direction is always bad. Like,
who was it going to be better with?
It could be better.
Who was it going to be better with?
Hey, you keep saying Carmelo to Detroit. It could have been worse to Detroit. You never know.
I asked you. Hold on. Other than him going to Miami, where else was he going to go where he was going to be able to get the full credit or just being a man like you say he was in Miami?
Hey, you keep saying that Greg Popovich would have told Tim Duncan or would have told Bron to pass the ball to Tim Duncan. I'm on record saying Tim Duncan would have willingly gave LeBron the ball.
Facts.
He would have been like, matter of fact, LeBron, we running offense through you.
I disagree. I don't think that.
He
Mars, you agree that, Mars?
Hey, he took a step back for Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili.
Definitely would have did the same thing for LeBron. Do you think that Popovich would have changed the whole offense for LeBron, or do you think that he would have did what he's doing with effing Wemby right now, which is making you play in the system he wants, and Wemby's supposed to be an all-time generational talent, sucker? Go ahead, Mars.
I mean, probably they're not changing the offense, but LeBron's probably asking for Tony Parker to get traded, because at that point you have Tony Parker, LeBron, and Tim Duncan who don't space the floor. And what's the Thiago Splitter or whoever the other big was, who's not shooting. So he's just going to ask for more shooting. And whether or not they listen, I don't know. But he's definitely trying to get that roster changed. But I just want to say, the people in the chat who are talking about, oh, this is hypothetical, blah, blah, blah. Of course it's hypothetical. LeBron's the one who started the hypothetical. He's the one who said he would be just as dominant if he didn't go to Miami. That's a hypothetical. Ticket's point is, and maybe you guys don't like how Ticket's conveying it, but it's common sense. A player's situation will determine their level of success in any league. If you get drafted to a bad team versus a good team, your level of success will be different. If you get a bad coach versus a good coach, your level of success will be different. That's common sense. Anyone who plays sports understands that. Anyone who doesn't play sport should understand that. The level of success you have in a team sport is dependent on other things around you, whether that be how good the franchise is ran from top to bottom, how good your teammates are, how good your coach is. All of those things play a pivotal role in the success you have. So therefore, saying LeBron would be just as successful without Miami, whether or not he wouldn't be as successful or he would be even more successful, the point is it would be different. Whether or not, because LeBron's point was he would be just as dominant. He would be the same. In no other situation is a player the exact same, because nothing else will be the exact same as the situation they're already in. It might be, you can make the argument he'd be better without Miami. I would disagree, but you can make the argument. It would be different. It would 1000% be different because it's a different situation. Every situation will be different for every single player. Steph Curry will look different in Golden State as he looks in Portland or in Boston or on the Cleveland Cavaliers, whatever. He might win more rings if he played with KD from a rookie to now. He might win more rings, who knows? But he would look different. The point is, everyone looks different in a different situation. If you argue against that, you're lying to yourself to try to push some weird narrative. That's
we all agree with that. We agree.
No,
exactly. So why are we arguing for an hour when we're all on the same page? He would look different.
You're saying that it doesn't matter what situation he ended in, that he would have came out the same. And we're telling you it's not true. We're telling you that coaching does matter. Your situation does matter how you turn out. We've seen players be wrecked because of coaching. We've seen players be wrecked because of. Think about this. Mars can tell you this. Mars thinks that the Milwaukee Bucks lost a championship or two because of coaching. Am I right or wrong, Mars?
Yeah.
That changes legacy right there. That changes how you think about players. That changes players' development. That changes a lot of different things, Jalen. So when you put that into the equation, yes, it does matter where you go, at what time you go there. What's going on? If LeBron James in the middle of his career was to go to the Charlotte Hornets, his whole career has changed. It doesn't matter what you think he did as a player. You don't think that the same of him no more, bro. Look at LaMelo Ball. You can say, hey, man, LaMelo. Every day Damo comes in here and tells you that LaMelo Ball and those guys are rotting away in Charlotte. Why? Because he doesn't think they have the right coaching and toolage to bring the best out of those guys and develop those guys. That matters in your career. That changes the trajectory of your career versus if you come up and you have great coaching. Look at Skeet Henderson.
Yo, before we move on, J-Rob, I just want to hear your thoughts on the matter.
More jackstrapping.
To be honest, I just think
plays sports. He's got
I'm just gonna say that he spoke in a hypothetical, and the fact that y'all spent an hour and 5 minutes discussing a hypothetical just proves more why he's a GOAT.
Oh my God!
That's not true. No. That's Jalen. No, that's Jalen. That's Jalen.
You are Mr. Views.
That doesn't. J-Rob, you're full of shit. That doesn't mean he's the GOAT, J-Rob.
I'm just talking.
What that mean? Hold on, J-Rob. What that means is this, J-Rob.
I don't really mean. I'm trolling ticket. I honestly, ultimately, I feel like in certain situations you really can't say. I think Miami was a big turning point for LeBron's career. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you really can't discredit that stop. Now, I feel Jalen in the sense of some of the great ones still will push through to obviously be able to get a ring, but there's no guarantee he gets 4 rings. You know what I'm saying? I think Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, even if they didn't go to some of their situation, they got drafted to other teams. I think they would be great enough to find ways to win.
Let me ask you a question, J-Rob. Do you think if LeBron never left Cleveland, he'd be the same player mentally he is today?
No, I don't think so, because I think
So that's hold on. So you answered me Amar's question then. Mm-hmm. You've answered our question. This is the only thing we saying to Jalen. Mentally, LeBron James was already getting sick and tired of the shit when the first time, right or wrong, Chilltown. After the first 7 years, mentally, he was already cracked. So if he would have stayed there his whole time, he ain't coming out to be the same player he is today. As far as just leadership, his mindset, that could have just absolutely just tore a player in half dealing with some of the stuff he was dealing with in Cleveland.
No, I agree. And I also think one thing that was great for LeBron's career was the 2011 collapse in the finals. Like, I think that moment for him was great in order to help him develop as a player. So, let me ask y'all one last question. I heard a lot of people talking shit about heat culture. Like Gil was talking about ain't no heat culture. What do y'all think about? Is that true that there is no heat culture, or what's y'all's thoughts on that whole heat culture thing? Like, because people trying to shit on the heat culture, like, what is the culture? The culture is LeBron James. Like, I don't agree with that either. I don't agree with that either, because Pat Riley instilled the culture, I feel like. And when you got guys like Udonis Haslem on your bench, who's like your liaison to this culture you're trying to build, I think it is absolutely real. The way they carry themselves, I think the way the cities embrace them, I think the way they play basketball. I mean, they play like dogs. And I think that's an embodiment from the guy at the top, which is Pat Riley. And, Pat Riley been no nonsense forever. That's why him and LeBron James really never really got along, because, in most situations, LeBron dominates not only the basketball court, but he gets a lot of front office leeway. And I think in the Miami, he was not allowed that, because Pat Riley, he ran that thing with an iron fist. So I believe heat culture is very real.
I think it's definitely real for sure. I just think it might be a little overstated in terms of how it correlates to winning. I don't think, again, people talk about Heat culture like they're a perennial championship kind of culture thing. They haven't won that many championships, quote unquote, Heat culture. Now, in terms of, the way they play, being dogs on the court, physical, smart, I think Eric Spoelstra has a system in place where they kind of optimize players. If that's part of the Heat culture.
Can I ask you a question? Jalen?
Go ahead. Yep.
What's the Lakers culture since LeBron James has joined?
Since LeBron James has joined, the Lakers culture has been, they won a championship.
Hey, Mars. I got his ass, Mars. So hold on. Hey, Chilltown, I need y'all to answer this question. It's very important. What is the Lakers culture since LeBron James joined? The day he joined the Lakers, what is the Lakers culture?
Winning.
It's always been winning.
How's it winning though if he's lost most of the time?
Has it always been winning? What was since?
No, I didn't ask you that. I asked you since he knows.
He said on the Lakers. He said on the Lakers.
I said on the Lakers.
Lakers culture 5 years before LeBron.
I didn't ask you that.
Jalen, you're moving the goalpost right now.
He is DOA, Ron. He is DOA. I asked you that. I asked you because you just said all that shit about the Heat culture, but the Heat had one championship with D Wade before LeBron came. So I'm asking you, LeBron James played with the Lakers for how many years now, Jalen?
7th year?
Right. So what has the Lakers culture been since LeBron James joined the Lakers?
Winning.
How is it winning? And he's lost. Hold on. Hey, hold on. Let's go down the line, Mars. Year 1, what happened, Mars?
Missed the playoffs.
Year 2, they win. Year 2, they win in the bubble, right? They get AD and win in the bubble. Yep. What happens year 3, Mars?
Anthony Davis gets hurt.
What happens in what happens in year 4, Mars? Hold on, Mars. What happens in year 4, Mars?
Missed the playoffs.
What happened in year 5, Mars?
Lost in the conference finals.
Thank you. So what is the Lakers culture since LeBron James joined?
Again, making the conference finals.
Okay, so now let me ask you this question. Hold on. Let me ask you this question. Hold on, Jalen. Hold on, Ron. Hold on. It goes deeper than this. Hey, Jalen, what was the Cavs culture when LeBron James played for the Cavs?
It was a losing culture.
I said when he played for the Cavs. I ain't say before. I said when he was playing for the Cavs. I'm adding all the years he played for the Cavs combined.
They didn't have a culture before.
I'm asking you. No. So when
he was there, it became a winning culture.
But how was it a winning culture and he only won one championship? And how many years he played for Cleveland altogether?
11 years.
50-win team.
Okay, so he went. No, I ain't asked you that. I ain't asked you that. Janet Jack, I ain't asked you that.
Sick. The questions that you're asking. No.
It's not you, Chill. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you, bro. He just said, listen, when you went out, you missed what he said, dog. He said the Miami Heat don't have no culture, bro. So I'm asking you.
That is not true.
Listen, no. He just said, what did Miami do? He said, what did Miami do? They ain't won nothing. I said they won one chip with D-Wade before LeBron came. So then I asked him, what was the Cavs culture in all the years LeBron James played for Cleveland? Because he won one chip. What's the culture?
Perennial 50-win.
How was it winning and he only won one chip?
Because you still have to win games to make the playoffs and make.
Okay, so did the Miami Heat? Hold on, wait. Did the Miami Heat win games when they went to 2 NBA finals, 3 conference finals, and won a championship without LeBron James?
I said the Heat culture is overstated because people act like they're winning 3.
So then LeBron's culture is overstated in the Cavs and the Lakers, there, right?
With
LeBron's only won one ring with both those franchises, so you'd have to say that's overstated.
I'd say it's not a championship culture; it's a winning culture.
Well,
but you'd have to say it's overstated by the same logic. That's
thank you.
No one. I don't think anybody has a championship culture. You're not winning championships every single year.
No, Jalen. You'd have to say it's overstated by the same logic.
Thank you. By the same logic, you would have to say that LeBron's tenure in the Cavs
culture of winning is overstated.
LeBron's culture of winning is not overstated because he consistently makes the finals. He consistently wins 50
games. He did that.
Teams not so
talented. He did that without LeBron.
Win their games.
No, they didn't. Ticket. No, they did not.
They just made the finals 2 out of the last 4 years.
Look,
that part is true. Yes, that is.
Yeah,
true.
I'll say that 100%.
They was in the conference finals 3 out of the last 4 years. So then they made the finals, and then they won the chip before he came. So they've been to 3 NBA finals without LeBron James.
And look, that's great, 100%. There's still a winning culture there. I'm just saying, the way the Miami Heat culture is talked about, you would think they won the same amount as like the 60 Celtics or the 50 Celtics, whatever it is. The 50 Celtics.
No, that's why I asked Chilltown, what is the Heat culture? That's why I asked Chill.
The Heat
what
culture
is in your mind, Chill? What's the Heat culture?
The Heat culture is hard work, determination, winning, tough-nosed, professional organization. That's who they are. Developing players, getting better, competing. That's who the Miami Heat are. That's what they stand on. That's their hard hat. That's what they're about.
It's different levels. I agree with Chilltown what he just said. So basically the levels that the Celtics culture and that the Lakers culture is on a different level than all the other franchises in the NBA, right, Chill?
That's correct. There's a difference.
Hold on. So Jalen, all we saying is when ain't nobody coming here acting like the Heat culture was them winning championships every year. Nobody said that. That's why I asked y'all, what is the Heat culture? Chilltown just told you. The Heat culture, it got defined by LeBron James, by Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh when they won those multiple championships they won with the Miami Heat. But when you try to dumb down the Heat culture and say, that was dumbed down, but then you say LeBron's wasn't because it was about winning when he only won one championship in 10 years in Cleveland. He only won one championship in 7 years with the Lakers. Mm-hmm. What are you saying? You ain't really saying nothing because the Heat did the same thing. So come on, bro. Just tell the truth. That's all. Tell the truth. It don't hurt to tell the truth. That's all.
Yo, fellas.
We can move on.
Yeah, it's about that time. It's about that time.
Yeah, I cooked them good today. Tomorrow's no cooking.
All right, yo, J-Rock, we ain't had you up here in a minute, my dog. How you living?
Sir, I'm living good, man. I can't complain. I'm glad to be up here.
Okay. So it's been a lot that's happened in this first, week or two of the season. What's your take on everything? How you feeling? What's glaring to you that's happened so far?
I mean, I know this might be early to stay, but you gotta overreact a little bit to the first 2 weeks. This rookie class might go down as one of those classes, and I mean like up there with 03, that type of level of class, like Kobe's class. Like it's looking like one of those classes to me. And obviously, we gotta wait for the season to continue to progress. But I could name about 10 guys I've seen that are real pros that are not just the names of like Wemby, Chet Holmgren. I mean, Amen Thompson looks like he's going to be an all-defensive player in his rookie year. It looks like Jordan Hawkins with the Pelicans is going to be one of the best shooters in basketball. I mean, Victor Wembanyama is a legitimate freak show. And I just want to say, I think this could be the first time since Grant Hill and Jason Kidd, and I think Dave Cohen's and Jeff Petre, I think we might have co-rookie of the years. I think Chet Holmgren and Victor Wembanyama will both put together compelling cases to not only co for rookie of the year. And I'm gonna be honest, for the Charlotte Hornet fans out there who booed Brandon Miller on draft day, oh man, did you swing and actually hit a home run? Because I mean, Brandon Miller is also going to have something to say in terms of, I think he's leading rookies in scoring at the moment. I mean, he's good. So I mean, he's going to be somebody we're going to have to look to, and actually somebody in here saying Brooklyn.
No, it ain't. It's Wemby that it ain't close, man.
Respect chat. No. It's close. It's close. The
defense ain't close.
It's close. Chet's playing defense. Chet's playing defense.
He ain't playing like Wemby.
Yes, he is.
Man,
no. I'm fine with you saying Wemby's the best in the 2023
Wemby just had 5 blocks the other day. Wemby just had 5 blocks.
And Chet's averaging like 2 blocks himself. Averaging like the same amount of blocks.
And Chet had a game where he had 7 blocks in the game. He broke the record.
I'll give you the 2023 draft class. Wemby's got it. Chet.
I understand. I understand that it's really close, and I think Wemby is more likely to outright win. But I mean, Victor is 19, 8-1, 46% from the field, and Chet is 17, 8-2, and 55% on the field with a team that gets dominated the ball by SGA and company. So, I think it'll be close. I mean, I think it'll come down to.
It won't be close.
I think it's a LeBron Carmelo situation where
even if it's close, Wemby's gonna win it. If it's close, Wemby's gonna win it.
Man, it ain't close, bro. Y'all literally looking at Chet and looking at Wemby and talking about it's close. I think that shit ain't close, man.
What
only thing that ain't close is Grant Popovich.
You clearly ain't watching the shit.
Why is Wemby just throwing that? Why is Wemby far and away better?
Right. What are you looking at?
No, because hold on. At least Chet doesn't have an old senile washed up ass coach like Greg Popovich holding him back.
No. Ticket, I ain't asking that.
We have to argue. The argument for Wemby is that arguably the greatest coach of all time is C now.
He is the man. I don't even think Greg Popovich can see his. No, I ain't gonna say that. Go ahead.
But Ticket, you understand?
Wait. Hold on, J-Rob.
Yeah, so it's some things you can't see.
No. Do not let Ticket off the hook with this. Do not. Ticket, what's the difference between Chet? What's the difference between Chet and Wemby? What's the difference?
Yeah, Wemby way better.
And how is he way better?
You can see, hold on. You can see it. The problem is like I said, if old senile ass Greg Popovich.
That's not what I'm asking you, Ticket. You're going, You're not telling me what I'm asking. You're not giving me an answer for what I'm asking you. You're looking at Chet. You're looking at Wemby. What does Wemby do better than Chet to just tell you that this dude is better than him? What does he do, Ticket?
He's a way better offensive player, in my opinion. To me, I think he's better defensively to me, in my opinion. I think he's better defensively than Chet.
Based on what, Ticket?
Based on what? Based off his movement, based off his ability to recover, based off his ability to defend and alter shots on the perimeter and ensure
I might argue Chet moves his feet a little bit better.
Chet gets blocked.
Chet's a better shooter.
Chet gets blocks.
Hold on, fellas. Keep going. Ticket. Hold on, fellas. Keep going.
Chet gets blocks at the rim. Wemby blocking shit on the 3-point line, man. Get out of here, bro.
Who shoots the ball better?
No, I mean, hold on. Once again, old and senile, not putting his player in the right positions, versus the OKC Thunder having a young, fertile coach who's doing his job. So who you want? You want old senile?
Okay.
You want old senile? You want old senile Greg Popovich who can't see in his left eye, or you want the new?
Is Greg Popovich making Wemby shoot 76% from the free throw line?
Yeah, because he ain't put him in the right position.
Move on.
How do you put the right position free throw line?
I'm saying because if the positions that he put this boy in, if he put him in better positions on the court, to me his confidence would be better. His shot selection would be better. Popovich got this dude running around the 3-point line. That's it. Put this dude in the post. Let this dude operate in the areas where he's been most successful. Wemby, post up, fade away, post game, face up game is real. Popovich got this dude running on the 3-point line when he need to be in the mid post going to work.
No, I agree.
A majority of his plays need to be in the mid post, catching, face up, pull up J, back down, fade away, or pump fake. I'm taking you to the cup, whether it's on the block, jump hook, spin baseline, all of this. That's what he needs to do. And Popovich got him running on the 3-point line all game long. I'm watching him, bro. He just stand on the 3-point line. It ain't no real offense flowing through him. Ain't no real plays for him. And then in the fourth quarter, sometimes he'll snap into it and say, okay, let's run some plays for Wemby. Then they'll get down pick action where he'll get cross screens on the low block where he'll come over and catch on the opposite block and go to work. Come on, bro. You should be seeing that all game long. He wasn't coaching Tim Duncan like that. When Tim Duncan came in the league, look how he was playing Tim Duncan to run the offense. Tim
Duncan and Wembanyama were not even.
You're not hearing me, though. I'm saying the coaching was – hold on, listen. I'm saying the coaching was there. Me and Chilton have already agreed on this. Mm-hmm. We felt like Greg Popovich has not been coaching to put this dude in the right positions. We watched games where he just stayed on the 3-point line. That's not coaching.
I do think he's settled. I do think there's some time where I wish he was closer to the basket. I don't think he always needs to settle for a jump shot. I could agree with that.
No, but I'm saying he's doing it every time he's got him on the perimeter, on the 3-point line. Every possession, he's outside of the play.
But it's also kind of freakish for him too, because I mean, you can lob dunk him once he steps on the free throw line. Like,
they're not doing it though. They're not running those plays. They're not putting him in a lot of pick and roll action. Or they Chilltown, no. They're not putting him in a lot of pick and pop action. No. They literally got him standing on the 3-point wing. I'm not lying, bro. I'm not making this up. I watch all the games. They literally have him stand on the wing on the 3-point line. They don't have him in real. Or they put him in a horns action, and then he won't even set the pick. They just throw him the ball at the top of the key.
Can I ask you a question, Ticket? So you really think there's no possibility that Chet Holmgren can make a case for being potentially co-rookie of the year?
No.
Nigga, can you piss in a Coke bottle?
Not if it's close.
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it won't be co-rookie of the year because it was that close. Wemby will win it based on the narrative.
Yeah, not.
But I do
close.
believe tickets watched every game the Spurs have played. I do.
Yeah, no, I agree with the Spurs.
And I think him
not-
doing
hold
that
on,
has
I'm
led
not-
to him
Mars,
not watching
I'm
a
not-
single
Mars,
dribble.
Mars,
I'm not.
None.
Mars,
He's not
like,
watching
I'm
none
saying-
I
of
don't think
Oklahoma
he's watched
City.
OKC play 1 second.
I'm
Zero.
saying no, Mars. I'm saying I watch OKC. Mars. I'm saying this. I watched Chet when he was getting his ass balled up and rolled somewhere, falling all down on his feet, looking like a damn fool when he got crossed up by Andre Drummond. All the time. I watched those games. I'm gonna say this right, bro. My whole point to y'all is this: y'all act like we all sitting here acting like with Wemby's talent, Popovich. If you can sit in here and legitimately think that Pop has put him in the best position to be successful, you're a liar. He hasn't. He has literally let the kid run on the 3-point line 80% of the time this season. Look at all of the threes Wemby has jacked up that he didn't even need to shoot. When you got a guy that size and that skill on the block, in the post, most of his play action should be in the post. They should be getting a lot of pick and roll with this guy. It should be heavy pick and rolls with
Wemby to play his game and Popovich to not reel him in. Wemby's game is at the 3-point line. If you watch
but I'm
him in
saying
Europe,
you
he played on the 3-point
creation.
line.
Hold on. I'm saying, but get creation to get him to receive the ball. That ain't no
Well,
creation.
He can't set a screen. So what you want him to do? You want him to come
I'm
off
saying,
screen?
I'm saying that whether he's going to set a pick down and then getting picked back for, or something to get him open, he's literally just running down and running to the wing and standing there.
No,
and watching.
And to
You said they need
Ticket's
to run
point,
more actions when Wemby open looks, sure. But Wemby himself needs to set better screens himself. He sets a screen. He doesn't roll to the rim. He's popping out for threes. That's
right,
what he's doing.
and that's his game, and that's his game, Miles. And to Ticket's point, he thinks, and I think the same thing, that he needs to be taught that. Not only does he need to be taught to pick and dive, he also needs to be put in that situation to do that. And that's where Pop is failing at this point. And I think that's largely due to Pop not really knowing what he has with Wemby. Plus, him having Wemby and playing him in the position that he's playing him, he's not really utilizing Wemby as much as he should. He ain't turning him loose like he should, Mars. He is not turning him loose like he should.
That dude should be leading the team in shots every night.
He's not turning them loose like he
when
should.
You got a team like that, Mars. He's supposed to be getting 20 shots every night on a team like the Spurs. As bad as the Spurs are, you got first of all, you got Jeremy Shohan running the point guard. That's mistake number one for Popovich.
Yeah,
that's when you know he old and see now. Secondly,
is that a problem, Mars?
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad.
Secondly, Mars, notice how much they feed him in the fourth quarter when they need him to play Captain Saberho during games. Now they'll feed him, call plays for him, run actual sets for him. Where are those sets in the first 3 quarters of the game? You got him lost. You got him looking lost out here. You're putting him far away from the basket. Now, listen, as a coach, if you want a player to be closer to the basket, it ain't hard for you to get him closer to the basket. Call a different play.
I mean, but
Did
don't
you
you
guys
think
know Wemby's 13th in the league in usage right now?
13th?
No, I did not know
Yes.
that.
He actually should be higher than that, Mars, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
13?
I know 13th is high, but they don't use he should be in the top 10, no question.
He's had games where he ain't even taking 11 shots, bro.
The Phoenix game is a prime example when Pop realized when we got into the meat and potatoes of the game, I need to start going to him more. I'm thinking to myself, you should be doing that throughout the game. Like nobody should shoot the basketball. When we in transition, when we in half court, nobody shouldn't shoot the ball till he touch it. He should not go 2-3 trips where he doesn't touch the ball.
Chill. I agree with you. I agree with you. But also he's playing with 2 other 20-point per game scored.
They ain't did nothing for you, though. They ain't did nothing for you. You talking about the fake Kawhi? Come on, man.
Now, yeah, maybe he might get a lot more shots because Devin Vassell's out for who knows how long. And I think Keldon Johnson.
He's out? Oh, my goodness.
And I think
that's great news for me. That's great news for me.
Yeah, now Wemby probably will get a lot more shots.
I was going to say that 25 might be looking a little tight.
Yeah, that 20. Yeah, that 20. But I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Now with those guys being out, that 25 look a lot more feasible for him.
We're saying Wemby needs more usage when he's 13th in the league.
No, I ain't gonna lie, Mars. I hate to admit it, but I agree. I know 13th usage is high. But, bro, I ain't coming down the floor on any set where he's not touching the basket.
Why y'all hate to agree with me when I'm right, nigga? Don't say you hate to agree.
I'm not hating to agree. I'm saying 13. I'm conceding that 13th is a high usage.
He should be at least in the top 10, Mars.
I'm saying I hate to admit it that even though that is already high, it should be even higher than that because that's already, 13th in the league. I mean, that's already So I'm just like,
We'll
I think
probably
it should be,
I think
it should be top 5.
And we got, according to the masses, we got a generational talent here. So because we have a generational talent, what was the usage rate on James when he showed up?
Right.
What's the usage rate on Shaq when he showed up?
And
What's the usage rate on Jabbar? I mean, I can keep going. What's the usage rate on Magic? We're talking about a generational talent. We ain't just talking about an awesome rookie here. We're talking about a dude who's going to change the NBA. Should be using them more, 100%.
Yeah, I just think you guys think his offensive game is a lot better than I do.
No, I don't, Mars. No, I don't. But
it's not even about that. It's not even about that. It's about that he is still their best.
I'm not about to make a hot take for the sake. Nah, I just think you guys think his offensive game is better.
It's not hot take, Mars. It's just that he's basically shooting a lot.
Because I genuinely believe Devin Vassell is better on offense than Wemby is.
I don't. That's a fake
Kawhi. That's why I just don't agree.
Let's just Mars. Let's just say for the sake of argument that that's true. Like, let's just say Vassell is better than him right now offensively. That doesn't negate the fact that this dude offensively needs to be more involved in the O. He needs to be more involved.
I think there's a lot of plays. I think there's a lot of plays where he's not involved and he's not really doing much.
Right.
But I think that's because, and I do think that's because we're watching him a lot, not with scrutiny,
right?
But respectfully to not just you guys, a lot of people in chat. The only reason you guys are watching the Spurs is because of Wemby. A lot.
That's it.
True.
That's it.
So you guys are watching the Spurs and you're just watching Wemby and you're like, why is he not getting the ball?
If
you guys watch a lot of these teams, they're not giving the same guy the ball every single play. Some plays you just get off. You might get
no, but we're saying
that's a basketball player.
But we're saying
you want to see him have the ball every possession.
Mars, but when you tank to get a generational talent like Wemby, when you tank your whole season, trade away DeJounte Murray and all these other pieces just to get this guy, damn it, you got to use him when he come in, bro. Like, I'm feeding you. Like, Popovich did a whole lot to make sure he put himself in position to get this kid. So by you doing that, let's see what you got. I'm calling plays for you, and I want to see if you can do this to see if you're the goods for real early on. I'm not going to leave you out there without a life jacket. He's got him out there on the three-point line, and this kid settles for threes because he's out there. But when you put him, notice when you put him in the post, he going to work. When you put Wemby in the mid post, he facing up, jab step, he going to work. Pull up J, back down, fade away. But if you just let him hang on the three-point line, he going to jack up threes on it. That is coaching too. That's why I told you OC now as Greg Popovich. You can't see his Jimmy Jammy. You need to get himself together.
Now, Mars, I can appreciate the logic that he's new. And to be honest with you, Wemby has a lot of flaws in his game offensively. He does not know how to set picks and dive to specific spots in the post. He does not know how to pick and pop at this level just yet. He does not know in transition where he should be. But with that being said, I don't know what that was. But with that being said, there are aspects of his game that you just can't teach. You can't teach 7'4" ridiculous athletes. So you know what I got to do with that? I got to utilize him in transition. What I got to do is I
need to get him the ball in transition. He's running the floor, and Jeremy Sohan's taking layups on two people.
That makes me nuts.
Blows my mind.
I'm with you 1,000%.
Wemby should have like 4 more points a game just
easily. That's basketball. That's basketball 101. When the big fella's running the floor, give him the basketball. Do not deviate from that. But with that being said, the other stuff we could teach him that. And we can teach him that as we go. He doesn't have David Robinson like Tim Duncan had, where, I do have a little bit of grace period and I have a little bit of a cushion where I can lean on somebody. We're garbage. We're not very good. So we got to have this guy on the floor. And whatever he doesn't know how to do, we'll figure that out as we go. But we got to use him.
In terms of Wemby in the post, do you just think maybe he doesn't like banging down low?
No, I don't think that's a problem at all.
Can I just clarify
sometimes with like getting like looks at the rim from the post, I don't think he's very good. But for me, if you want to give him more turnaround jump shots, sure, I agree. I think he should probably get more touches in the post. I'm just trying to get him off the 3-point line. That's
true.
I agree with Mars on that.
He wants to be on the 3-point line himself.
But I was just saying, offensively, I think he should touch the ball on every possession.
I don't want to turn him into a box player either.
Giannis doesn't even touch the ball on every possession.
No, hey, chill time.
Giannis don't have a damn. He don't got.
Well, mix it up.
Steph Curry doesn't touch the ball.
No, all I'm saying is I think Wembanyama creates so much attention that you can use even that to your benefit. Just because he commands so much attention because you really can't do nothing with him. That's what I'm saying. I'm not expecting him to score, and I like Giannis. Don't get me wrong. Giannis is top 2 in the world to me, but what I'm saying, I understand what you mean about Giannis doesn't touch the ball every trip. I can appreciate that logic. We don't go 3-4 trips where Giannis doesn't touch the ball. That doesn't happen. That does not happen.
Do Spurs go 3-4 trips?
And if that happens, what happens to the Milwaukee offense? We get a timeout.
I agree. I'm just saying it happens in like.
And
I think it's more noticeable with the Spurs because people are watching the Spurs just to watch Wemby.
Right.
And do I blame people for doing that? Not really. The Spurs won like 22 games last year. People are watching them for Wemby, so they want to see him get the ball damn near every play. But the superstars don't even get the ball every play. I've seen LeBron go 3 or 4 plays without touching the ball.
Right.
Steph Curry, Giannis, Damian Lillard. I've seen it all the time. It happens. It is what it is because teams just will. Sometimes the role players want to get in their bag.
Right.
Sometimes, in my opinion, the better offensive player will run a pick and roll and take a pull-up jump shot.
Yep.
It happens. It is what it is. Now, in transition, get Wemby the ball. In the half court, if he learns to set a screen and he's rolling to the rim, get Wemby the ball. If he has a mismatch in the post, get Wemby the ball. I agree. I think you need to develop this generational talent, although I'm more on the side of the reason he's so generational is more because of his defense than his offense. But that's another conversation to be had. But right now, I think he's not good enough offensively to just if the Spurs are trying to win, which I don't know. Maybe they're trying to win, maybe they're not. If the Spurs are trying to win, I don't think Wemby's good enough offensively right now to.
That's cap, Marsh. You're not using.
You guys are saying he should be getting.
Read that super chat right there. Look at those usage rates in the rookie year.
No, he brought that. You know why he brought that up? Because Marquavian Black. Let me tell you about this dude, right? let me tell you about this dude, Ticket. He's the dude that's sitting at your dinner table smiling at you, but he's also the one that's in the bathroom telling the dude when you go to the bathroom that, yo, we about to choke this dude out. That's who he is. He's that exact same dude. Like, he'll get on here. He only brought up LeBron, Timmy, and because I brought that up. If I would have said Jordan and Matt, he would have put that up there too. So he's the exact same dude that everything that I say, he has to prove me wrong. Everything that I say, he has to prove me wrong. But
is he proving you wrong right here, Chill?
So obviously he is, because Wemby is at 13, and I'm remembering LeBron James as a rookie, being a primary ball handler and handling the basketball and doing everything possible for the Cleveland Cavaliers at that point. Tim Duncan averaging 21 points. The fact that he was 27th in the league in usage rate, even though he was on an all-league defensive team, they were using him plenty. It wasn't like he was being used sparingly. That's not what happened there. That is not what happened.
I do think it's interesting. Wemby's usage rate is probably higher than a lot of rookies ever. Now, it is only 7 games. It might go up, it might go down. I'm liable to believe it's going to go up.
No, James B, I hate you. That's who I hate.
But I do think also in a game with less possessions, like the early 2000s, the usage percentage.
I'm sorry, Ron. I apologize.
Hey, don't apologize to me. Apologize to James.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Because like, yo, what these dudes they do, they come in here the whole time. They talk about me. They insult me. But when I give it back, I'm emotional and I'm a hater and all of that. These dudes, man,
could be.
These dudes, all of these dudes.
Yeah.
Every last one of them.
I'll chat, sure. But that's what if 3 out of every 10 Spurs possessions are ending with whatever Wemby does, whether he draws a foul, he gets short, he commits a turnover, whatever. 3 out of every 10 possessions are ending with Wembanyama. That's not including the plays where he gets an assist or where he's involved in the play as a screener and he rolls and he passes and then they swing corner 3. Just the plays that end with Wemby. 3 out of every 10.
Right.
How many more do we want?
Let's say how much?
What constitutes
the NBA record in usage rate is like 4 out of 10. So how many more plays?
So they obviously using them plenty. Right. They're obviously using them plenty. Obviously they are.
That's my point. I think it's more noticeable because we're watching Wemby and we're seeing the 7 possessions that don't end with him and only 3 that do, and we're like, well, 9 need to end with him. But realistically, in the NBA, the landscape of the NBA, 3 out of 10 is a lot of possessions to end with one person. That means among the other 4 people on the court, they're sharing 7 out of 10 between 4 people. 3 of them are going to him by himself. That's a lot of plays to end with one person, especially as a rookie. A rookie being that high in usage, that's a lot. So I think we're. Someone said I want 5 out of 10 minimum. 50% usage would break the NBA record by 10%.
That's nuts, right?
You want him to break the record as a rookie?
What was Luka's usage in rookie year?
That's a good
one. Higher than everybody.
Luka.
Lucas.
Let me look. I'll look at Lucas.
I know his had to be high. His had to be higher than damn near everybody.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Anyone want to table any guesses for what Lucas was?
Maybe 20%. 20%.
It's the exact same as Wemby's is right now.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Luka had the exact same usage as Wemby did right now. I don't think anyone was complaining that Luka needs the ball more. So my point is, should Wemby get the ball more in transition? Yes. Should he get the ball in more optimal situations? Yes. But the people saying Wemby needs the ball 5 out of 10 possessions, you want him to break the NBA records for usage rate as a rookie. That's just unrealistic. Now, if that's what you want, cool. But that's unrealistic. We have to talk about these things.
I'm saying Mars. I'm saying he should touch it every other time down. Like touch the ball. The ball should go through his hands in the offense. Like
that's what I'm saying too.
When he's touching the line, the team is better. Like instead of just having them standing outside of the play, it kind of makes the defense think more and know that, hey man, this guy, the ball is at least going to be in his hands on certain possessions. Because Wemby's not a selfish guy. He will get it. He will come up.
No, he is not.
He should never be standing in the. He should never, ever stand in the corner. Just to be standing in the corner.
Unless you got an ISO
unless
where
you got
an ISO where, like, let's say Vassell got it going, right? And he scored on the last 2 trips, and we want to get a clear out for him. If we got something going like that, but when you go, like Mars, you just talked about Giannis going 3-4 straight trips when he doesn't touch the ball. That's not good for our offense, especially if we're not scoring. That's when you get a timeout, and we got to regroup. What's the problem? Big fella hadn't touched the ball. What's the problem? This guy isn't involved in the offense. We got to get back to what we were doing. And I feel like with Wemby in that offense, we shouldn't ever deviate from that unless somebody else got it going.
Mm-hmm. Sure, you know whose usage is way too high? A dude that Mars glorifies by the name of Dillon Brooks. Now his usage needs to be taken down.
He's playing well though.
He doesn't suck.
Dillon Brooks been playing well right now. He's shooting the ball.
Hold on. You think he playing well? I think what he just said about your king again.
Damn.
Look, he's playing well. I could care less.
You know who he is, Ticket. You know the dude that we got to talk to before we go out to the club because he's gonna get us in the fight. That's who he is. You know the dude that.
Why is being called a fraud?
Chill town. Watch him come out here tonight and get like 3 points.
He is playing well. I can't lie though.
That part I'm not saying.
Him when he plays badly. Don't slander him saying he's playing
well. I don't have a problem with. I don't have a problem with.
You stand you stand on that too then with him. You stand on that ledge with him too.
Right now he's hooping.
They won 3 games. They won 3 games.
Maybe 10 games down the line, he's gonna start playing poorly. I'm like, okay, Dillon Brooks.
I hope you stand all on that. I don't have to stand on this all season long.
I'm on record.
Right now he's playing well.
I'm on record saying I think Dillon Brooks is a starter on a playoff team. I am. Yeah. However, you at this point.
Wait. He plays for the Rockets.
Dillon Brooks is a starter on a playoff team.
We're 3-3, sir. We're 3-3.
Right.
Hold on. Chill. I disagree with that. Chill. Is he a starter? Is he a starter on the Celtics here? Is he a starter on the Celtics?
No.
Is he a starter on the Celtics?
On a playoff team, not every playoff team.
Hold on. Is he a starter on the Celtics? No. Is he a starter on the Cavs? No. Is he a starter on the Cavs?
Dillon Brooks is shooting 56% from 3.
100% starting on the Cavs ticket.
You think that's gonna last all year?
Yeah, y'all do. You think that's gonna hold on? You think that's gonna last?
Yo, fellas, we got one mic. I need one person speaking at a time.
Might shoot 40% from 3 this year.
Okay, now see,
he wasn't a good player. Wasn't a good role player.
He's starting over Max Strus. I don't know what to tell you. He's starting over.
100%.
Man, y'all, hold on. If y'all think he can start for Cleveland, y'all own something. So
he's starting in front of Max Strus.
Ain't no way in hell, Ron, I'm putting him beside Darius Garland and Spidey Mitchell out there. He's the one they got to spot up and shoot threes on the wing. Ain't no way in hell. So that's not happening right there. Say what?
I like Dillon Brooks.
What's Max Strus shooting this year?
29%.
No, but still, hold on. I would still rather have Max Strus spreading the court. I would still rather have Max Strus spreading the floor than him, even though he's struggling.
You just hate Dillon Brooks. It's fine. Yeah, you just hate.
No, hold on. So hold on. Let me keep going real quick. He ain't a starter on the Lakers. He won't start for the Lakers. That's 3.
Hold up.
He ain't a starter. Hold on. He can't start. He cannot start. He can't start on the Nuggets. That's 4. Hold on, you think he start for the Lakers?
Yes,
he's starting over Torian Prince.
You think he would start for the Lakers, Ron?
Dillon Brooks is 100% better than Torian Prince. 100% better.
Y'all think that? Hold on, tell me. Y'all think Dillon Brooks is better than the boy with the dreads right now with the Lakers?
Hey, Ticket, and to keep it a buck, Dillon and Bron get down too.
Hey, yo, stop this, man.
Hey, Dillon LeBron to get the whole narrative of Dillon Brooks to change.
It'll be
He
JR.
starts on the Bucks too. He starts over Malik Beasley.
It'll be JR. It'll be JR.
He starts over Malik Beasley. He's starting on the Bucks too.
Bro, he ain't no Mars. You know he ain't. Man, listen, you have to spread before.
Even Dillon Brooks shoots 34% from three. He's starting over Malik Beasley.
I could see.
He starts on the Sixers.
Shout out to one of the guys in the chat had mentioned it too. Like in certain situations, if Dillon Brooks on the team, he'd be on the floor more than Austin Reeves.
Man, y'all need to get
what I've seen.
The only teams I know for a fact he doesn't start for is Boston and Denver.
Everybody that's listening to
State too. I don't think he starts for Golden State.
all y'all need to go
but he's playing good to start the year though, Tigger. Like
I can't believe. I don't care what he's doing. Hold on.
He doesn't start for the Timberwolves.
His numbers are gonna pan out to what they always are, which is trash. You guys saying he can start for the late. Hold on. Y'all just sat up here and said he's better than Torian Prince. Man, I can't take it no more, bro. I can't take it no more, man. This is crazy. This is crazy, bro.
He probably don't start for the Warriors either because he's not better than.
Yeah, I said the Warriors, the Timberwolves, the Nuggets.
He's starting in Atlanta.
Actually, he's not starting for the Kings because he's not starting over Keegan Murray.
He's starting in Atlanta.
I mean, you can make a case.
Over who in Atlanta?
I like him over Harrison Barnes, but.
Yeah, he's starting over He's starting over.
Yeah, but
in Atlanta, he's starting or Sadiq Bey, whichever one you.
Mars, you like? Hold on, Mars. You say you like him over Harrison Barnes?
Yes. I apologize that I respect someone who's one of the best perimeter
defenders. Can I ask you a question? My
bad. Sorry to respect him, one of the best perimeter defenders in the game. I apologize.
Outside of Giannis and Embiid, are there any other centers y'all would take over Jalen Duren, Chet Holmgren, and Victor Wembanyama?
Wemby's not a center.
Yeah, the boy from Sacramento.
Sabonis.
Yeah, he ain't even better than Sengun.
Would you take Sabonis over? Would you take Sabonis over Jalen Duren?
I'm taking Sengun over Jalen Duren.
Because he's better.
Because Jalen Duren's mostly rebounding and defense.
I'm not going to lie. I might take Jalen Duren over Sengun.
The only person that would do that is Damo, and Damo's somewhere dunking donuts right now.
It's a bonus over the upside because I like Jalen Duren's upside.
The only person I take Jalen Duren over is Damo. And Damo's somewhere getting a 4-for-1.
Long term, I'm taking Jalen Duren.
This is definitely a long term question. I'm not asking.
Long term, I'm taking Jalen Duren.
Hey, Damo, order me a Krispy Kreme too, Damo. Order me some extra. Give me the jelly-filled ones, the strawberry jelly-filled donuts. Why you?
Bam Adebayo. I'm disrespectful.
Hey, Damo, grab me a maple bar,
bro. In Miami too, by the way.
Yeah, give me Bam too. I'll take Bam over.
And Dillon Brooks is a starter in Miami too.
Y'all seen one story that Sengun was better than Sabonis?
No, I just watched them play 2 nights ago.
Yeah, look, I'm really high on Sengun. Sengun is.
They said Damo like that new special they got going on. It's called the White Howard Special Donuts. They said they got cream. They said they cream filled. They said Damo go crazy over there.
Thicket, so where does Jalen Duren rank right now in terms of centers? And Sengun too.
No, they're not that high. Like right now.
Sengun as well?
Well, it depends how you view that high. They're not like
he's top 10. I think Sengun's top 10.
I think a lot of these guys have a high upside. That's why I'm asking.
I think Sengun's top 10.
You can say top 10. Okay, Porzingis. Who's better?
Porzingis or Sengun or Jalen? I think they're real close. I'm edging Sengun.
Just pick.
I got love for Sengun. I got Sengun.
Okay.
You got Sengun over Porzingis?
Yeah, I think I'm really high on Sengun.
Embiid's obvious. Brook Lopez.
I'm taking Porzingis. From what I've been seeing from Porzingis, I'll take Porzingis.
Sengun over Brook Lopez. Okay. Capella, I'm assuming you'll take Sengun. Miles Turner.
Sengun.
Wendell Carter Jr.
Sengun.
Jarrett Allen.
Sengun.
Nicholas Claxton.
Sengun.
Bam.
I'll take a Bam.
Vucevic. I thought you was about to.
Sengun.
Sengun.
Give me Sengun.
Well, I'm not going to do Jalen Duren. That's kind of pointless. Jokic, obviously.
I'm taking Duren over Sengun though.
Yeah, I'll do Duren after.
I'm taking Duren over Sengun.
Yeah, I'll do Duren after. We're doing Sengun for Jalen. Kevon Looney, I'm assuming you'll take Sengun. Rudy Gobert or Cat, whichever one. Or both.
Sengun.
Okay.
Over Rudy?
Over Rudy. I think Rudy's great. Sengun offensively is, I think, maybe that's.
Let's finish.
Hey, I'm sorry, Miles. Go ahead, Miles. Keep going.
Valanciunas.
Sengun.
Chet.
This is obviously a buckets thing. This has nothing to do with anything on the other side of the floor.
Yeah, kind of.
Sengun is respectable.
Yeah, Anthony Davis. Yeah. Yusuf Nurkic is pretty obvious.
Sengun.
DeAndre Ayton.
Sengun.
Domantas
Sabonis.
Walker Kessler.
Sengun.
Jaren Jackson.
Sengun.
Yeah, you got him like top 6. So
There
he's
you
just
go.
very high on Sengun.
Okay. I got
he's
Sengun
just very
really
high on Sengun.
I've always been really high on Sengun.
But I think most people would have disagreed with a lot of those names, which is why I think he's not probably top 10. But I think the center position, I think he's gonna be top 10 sooner rather than later. But I'm still taking guys like Porzingis, Brook Lopez, Miles Turner, maybe.
Yeah, I definitely think you overrated him a little bit.
The bonus. There's a lot of bigs I'm still taking over Sengun right now.
The question I was asking was more for a projection standpoint. Like, if you were going in the future with one of these centers, how many you really take? You know what I'm saying? That's what
I'm not taking many over Jalen Duren long term.
Yeah, like I'm talking about in a long term.
Long term, that's different. Yeah, long term.
Long term, give me
thinking
Jokic, Embiid. I'm still taking a couple years of Embiid and Anthony Davis. After that, Bam as well. After that, I'll probably go Jalen Duren because I think long term he's
gonna be dominant. Yeah, he's a kid, bro. That's what I'm
I'll tell you
saying.
right now. For the next decade, give me Sengun over Chet. Wemby, I got the upside.
You are fired as a GM. You are getting
fired. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my God!
Hold on. Let Jalen explain himself. Why?
That might be the worst take I've ever heard.
What are you seeing from Sengun? Hold on. Let's let him get this off. Jalen, I'm gonna put you on the big screen. Tell the whole world. Tell the whole world. What are you seeing from Sengun that makes him essentially a franchise cornerstone?
From Sengun, I'm seeing a little bit of baby Jokic. I just think he has no weaknesses on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, the shooting, I think the 3-4 shooting maybe could be a little better. Other than that, I think as a passer, as a point center, playmaker, scorer, he does it all. Defensively, he's not bad either. He's very kind of average. He's not somebody you can pick on, so I think he's fine there. But there's not a lot of centers who I think you could run the offense through. Other than say you can't run the offense. I mean, I don't think. Chet's not the
hold on, right quick, Jay. Let him finish.
Chet is not the passer or playmaker Sengun is. I don't think you can run an offense through Chet. You can run an offense through Sengun, like you could run an offense. Obviously, not as good as Jokic, but like a Jokic, maybe a Sabonis, that type of deal. But Sengun on that offensive end is different.
In 10 years from now, what does he look like?
10 years from now, what does he look like? Shoot, perennial, a couple All-NBA teams, perennial All-Star. I think best player on the Houston Rockets without a doubt. I think he's giving you about like 22, 8, and 8 type of deal. Maybe 24, 8, and 8.
He's not.
Go ahead, J-Rob. You had a question?
So I just want to know when that crack got up to Toronto. when that thing got up to Toronto,
they moving that diesel. They moving that diesel up there. Yes, they are.
Chat and first of all, how many years has Sengun been in the league now? What year is
this? This is his third year.
This is his third year. This is his third year.
Improving
this is third year.
They're like Chet. I will say Chet and Sengun are like the same age though. They are like the same age.
I understand that, but in 1 year of seeing Chet Holmgren, we already know he's already going to be one of the best bigs in the game. Now, I like Sengun's potential. I like that you want him to be baby Jokic. I know you see some of the qualities, but Jokic is still a one of a kind type of player. I don't want to get into that.
Chet's actually older than Sengun.
No, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Chet Holmgren
by a year,
whatever.
No, by like a couple months.
But it's
okay,
not. It's
so
not
we're the
even
same
about.
age.
But it's not. But
Yeah,
it's
but
not
it's
about
surprising
the
because
age.
Chet's a rookie and Sengun's in year 3.
It's not
So
really.
it's
But for me,
Sengun is 18, 7, and 8 already.
But it's not about the age. For me, it's about the level of experience in the NBA. Chet just got here right now. I think he's already adjusted to the NBA game. I mean, to some, he's going to finish top 2 probably for Rookie of the Year. Chet Holmgren has, to me, shown more versatility in his game. He's going to be right here. He's going to show light. Because he's a way better. He's a way better defender. He's a way better defender from the rim, and that's a part of your versatility. That's why we have two-way players in the league. You need to be able to defend and score the basketball. He's going to block shots. He's going to rim run. He's going to be able to perimeter defend better than Sengun. I think he's going to have a better offensive game than Sengun.
No, so now you lost me. Ain't no way Chet's gonna have a better offensive game than Sengun.
Chet has a better handle than Sengun too.
The only thing Sengun has it can pass the ball better, maybe.
I think he's a
But
better
that's
post-up scorer too. I think Chet's
He's
a
better
better
in the
shooter.
post. He's better in the
Yeah,
post.
he's better in the post. Sengun's better in the post. Chet's a better
I don't
outside.
know
Better
about
offensive rebounder. I'll give him better offensive rebounder.
Maybe. I just don't see a world where Chet Holmgren, as he develops, and I'm gonna be honest, I know we don't measure this stuff, Mars. I know we don't like this, has nothing to do with the motor stuff, but I think he's way more of a dog than Sengun is. I think Chet Holmgren got like that it factor, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. Like you can see it in him.
Everyone
I
disagrees
like
with Jalen right now. Everyone, literally everyone.
I don't know.
I like
Sengun.
Sengun. I like Sengun. Don't get me wrong. I think he's going to be one of the premier bigs in the league, but I think we're going to come into a world in the next few years or so where the best two bigs in basketball are going to be Chet Holmgren and Victor Wembanyama. That's going to be the top of the mountain right there. I personally really
Jalen should have just started the argument if he thinks Chet's gonna get hurt. That would have made this so much easier.
Yeah,
if you're predicting Chet's health,
then I could give.
If you just say, well, I don't know if Chet's gonna hold up, so give me Sengun for 10 years.
I just think what I see.
I guess, but if you're trying to say that Chet's healthy and Sengun's better,
but other than like 3-point shooting, there's no weakness in Sengun's offensive game, really. And even that's improving. Like he's gotten better.
There's not many weaknesses in Chet. And he's going to
Chet
give you way more. He's giving you way more on defense. Way more.
I don't think Sengun has weaknesses per se on offense, but there's definitely ways he can improve, which is obviously he's 21.
Sure, yeah.
I think as someone who I believe I've probably watched more Houston than most people.
No doubt.
But I like him. I do want to admit I do like him.
I don't want to start hating on Sengun
because I'm not hating on Sengun. He's going.
But I do think his passing ability is great, but Jokic is insane. No,
of course, yeah.
It's more Sabonis than Jokic. It's more.
He's a one of Jokic.
And I don't think you're running an offense through him more so than. If the offense comes to him, he can make the right read. I don't think you're doing what you do with Jokic.
And what's more attainable?
He's a screener, short roll. He can find guys in the post. He can make the right decision. But I don't think you're running an offense.
Can you improve what you can? Can you improve where you can?
Now, I think
it's actually a question.
I don't think it would be great offense. I think it could work. I don't think it'd be great. I don't think.
Are y'all going to destroy Amen Thompson?
For what, being hurt?
No, I'm just saying. Do you think he's going to work? It's going to work out?
Yeah.
As a rookie, probably not offensive.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, do you think it's going to work?
It is going to work.
Because I feel like
I think with Ime Udoka, the defender that he is, yeah, I do think he's a long way to go offensively.
I agree. I think both of them are. They both.
Yeah, but Asar's so good defensively right now. You can.
You got to play it.
Amen is a lot more raw, and Amen came in as the one who was projected to be much better on offense. So him struggling this badly does hurt him. But I think what he does bring defensively in terms of a point of attack defender, switchable, pretty smart.
My question is, are they gonna make him the lead guard? And that's really my question, because I think that's what it all comes down to. I feel like in just some of y'all games, like, and maybe I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. I just feel like in some situations he don't really always know what his role is supposed to be within their offense. Like, is he the point guard? Is he the point guard? Is he supposed to slash and cut to the basket? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think with Asar, one of the reasons with the Pistons he's been so dominant or has such a big impact early is because his role is clear. I need you to go defend the best perimeter player on the team every night. I need you to hustle, transition, shoot when you're wide open, and then obviously his game will develop over time. But I think him already knowing what he's supposed to do is helping him play a little bit freer than I think Amen. I think Amen, and I hate to bring up Scoop, but I think the one thing that they have in common is I feel like they don't really know what to do on the basketball court sometimes. Like, I don't think their decision making is really instinctual yet. And obviously it's going to take a minute adjusting to the game. But I look at Jordan Hawkins over there with the Pelicans. Has anybody seen him shooting the basketball lately? That's just because with his role within the Pelicans, you have a flamethrower. You are allowed to shoot the basketball. I need you to defend at a high level with energy on defense. That allows young players to play free to start their careers as they gain some sort of, level of, confidence and more responsibilities. But, with Amen, I feel like that, that is something that, they need to, I think, establish sooner rather than later, because I feel like sometimes he looked like he is, kind of like a chicken with his head cut off at times. That's what I think Scoop looks like too. Sometimes, most of the so far,
it's hard to give Amen the ball because when He hasn't played the last couple games because he sprained his ankle. But when he first came in, the issue with him is obviously we know he can't shoot. Everyone knows he can't shoot. Everyone knew he couldn't shoot when he came in. But the issue with him is his handle isn't good enough to run pick and roll. And he can't get to the rim with any regularity.
Right.
So when you have him on the ball, he's not doing anything. So if he comes up a screen, he's just passing one pass away because he's not creating anything with anyone.
Right.
So then he ends up spotting up, and you know he can't shoot. So then you're asking him to cut, but then he's cutting into his defender.
Right.
So what he needs is someone else to be able to get downhill, create an advantage, force his defender to help, then he can cut. I saw a play, the last game he played, I can't remember who it was against. I can't remember, my fault. There was a play, I think Fred VanVleet got downhill, Amen Thompson cut behind him, he got a dunk, strong side, alley-oop dunk. That's what he is right now. And in transition, you can give him the ball, he can find guys in transition. That's what he can do. But in the half court right now, offensively, kind of like I predicted, he's useless. Respectfully, he's useless. He can't do anything. He can't do anything in the half court on offense. And I knew that was what it was going to be coming in. I thought he'd be able to play himself on the court more because of his defense, similar to like what Asar's doing.
Yeah.
But Fred VanVleet has looked pretty good on defense himself. And now we've got Aaron Holiday coming in. He's competing on defense.
Yeah.
So I think right now he's probably going to go down to the G League. If I had to guess, when he comes back from his injury, we just sent Cam Whitmore down. I think he's probably going to join him in the G League just to get him more reps. Because offensively, like I said before the draft, Asar Thompson was more NBA ready. So
I agree with that too.
Contribute right now.
I agree with
that.
But
Amen Thompson's ceiling, I think, is higher. You just have to give him the time to develop and get to that ceiling. Because now he's much worse.
Well, I think Asar, if Asar, because I want to ask Chilltown a question too. I think Asar, if he continues to develop a 3-pointer, and obviously I think the handle, like this is all pending on, they are developing their games over the years. They both show a high level of work ethic, so I think it'll happen. But Asar kind of reminds me of like Andrew Wiggins a bit, with a higher upside, because I think he's more athletic. I think he's a better defender. He just doesn't have as polished of an offensive game as Andrew Wiggins did at this point in his career. So that's where like the disconnect may be. But I actually like Asar's upside more than I like Amen's coming out. I think I talked about this up here earlier in the summer. But Chill, my question to you is: do you think for young players, the NBA's pick and roll is harder to adjust compared to the one you run maybe in like high school and college, and that affects like young guards?
Well, it is harder to run because guys shoot further out. So that's one of the biggest problems. In college and in high school, you can hedge, you can chase guys off pick and rolls, and you could get back to your man because point guards aren't as athletic in high school or college. They don't shoot the basketball as further out. They don't know how to split pick and rolls and double teams like they do on the next level. So it is a little bit more difficult on that level. But I think it's also something, if you're an athlete, that I feel like you could learn it.
Right.
I feel like you could learn it, and I feel like you could thrive at it. But it is more difficult on a pro level than it is in high school and college.
Yeah. J-Rob, are you talking about offensively or defensively?
Like I'm saying, like one of the reasons why I think like young guards specifically can't in the NBA, today don't always adjust is because they can't run the pick and they have trouble running, I think, the pick and roll at this stage of the game. And I think the pick and roll is essential in the NBA to be able to, help with scoring in the half court. And so I'm saying, like, to me, when I look at Amen Thompson and Scoot Henderson, they're not good in the pick and roll, but their careers as point guards, they're going to have to be able to learn the pick and roll in the NBA. And so what I'm asking Chill is like, why is it so hard? Because, they've been running pick and roll from adolescence. So what makes it so much harder when you get into the league that it seems like they ain't done it before at times? Well, because they're so indecisive running it.
The same idea with you being a football player. When if you're a cornerback, I mean, covering a dude in the Big East against University of South Florida is way different than covering, St. Brown from the Detroit Lions. Them two dudes aren't the same. So if you run in a pick and roll with Damian Lillard going downhill as opposed to this dude from, I don't know, Colorado State, or this dude that's in the overtime league, in that league, those two guys aren't the same because he's been in the pro game a lot longer. He knows how to read defenses. He knows how to split double teams. He knows how to stand behind screens and knock down the long ball. He knows how to manipulate the screen and roll. He knows how to do all of these things, as opposed to in high school, they ain't really teaching that on that level because they don't know. It's not that they're not teaching that on that level because they know. one, they don't know. Number two, they don't have the talent to teach a guy pick and roll like they would Scoot Henderson with the Portland Trailblazers. Those two guys are completely different. I'm not going to be able to teach Scoot, or I'm not going to be able to teach this kid that's playing at, I don't know, Mount Verde the pick and roll like I would Chet, because at Mount Verde, as good as Mount Verde High School, as good as Mount Verde is as a prep school, you're not seeing Chet on the pick and roll. You're not seeing who am I thinking about? The big kids, Duren. You're not seeing DeAndre Ayton on a pick and roll in high school. You're not seeing those guys. So it's a little bit different on that level.
One thing though about the pick and roll on the pro level is you also, yes, the defense is obviously going to be better, but you have more to work with for the most part in the NBA. You're going to have better shooting. Right. The floor is going to be more space. The game's more open. You more than likely you got a better lob threat or somebody that you can dump it off to in the pick and roll. The screener's more than likely going to be better, more athletic. So you do have more to work with, but it obviously can be more difficult because it's going to be more schemes thrown at you and stuff like that.
I understand that, but I'm just saying you have more. That's why I was really asking, and I think Ron kind of explained where I was really coming from in my mindset was just like, yo, you have so much more to work with that. Shouldn't it feel a little bit? Because it's like when you see some guys who are way better NBA players than what we saw in college because of how much the game opened up for them. Right. So that's why I'm just a little confused as to why them two specifically. From what I've seen, Scoot was playing in the G League. Nobody taught him about the NBA pick and roll game.
It's two things though, J-Rob. It's two things. First off, it is an adjustment in the speed of the game. They just got to get more comfortable. They got to run more pick and rolls, which they will. But also too, it's the easiest way to negate a pick and roll for a point guard is to go under it. Obviously, if you can shoot, then they're not going to go under it. If you can't shoot and they just keep going under it, you have no advantage in the pick and roll. Right. Because we don't have to switch. As a point guard, I'm literally just backing off you, giving you the Russell Westbrook treatment. Right. So I can play you on the pick and roll if you're not a threat to come off and shoot.
Yeah. His name is Skeet, man. Get it right.
Skeet. But I will say with the pick and roll thing, I think the difficulty, first of all, Scoot wasn't very good in the pick and roll in the G League either. But the thing with the pick and roll in the NBA, I think the difference is
stop calling him that ticket. That's not his name.
Yeah, come on, man.
I'm calling him.
It may be like high school. It may be like high school and college. People use the pick and roll as they don't really run a secondary or tertiary action. The pick and roll is what they use to create most of their offense. So what they're used to, this was just my projection, especially with Amen Thompson. If you watched him in OT, if he got a screen, he's using that. That's either getting downhill, he's hitting the roll, or he's hitting a skip pass. That's what it is. But in the NBA, most teams can defend the pick and roll. Unless it's a spread pick and roll, most teams can defend the pick and roll, whether that's a switch, going under, whatever. So the pick and roll is used to set up a secondary action, whether that be someone coming off a curl screen, someone coming off the ball, or whether you turn that into a dribble handoff or a split cut, whatever the case may be. Use that to turn it into a second action. These guys like Amen and Scoot don't know the second action. So they can come off a screen, but if someone goes under the screen, they can't attack that space because Scoot Henderson's athleticism doesn't stand out in the NBA right now. Compared to what it looked like in the G League and in high school, his athleticism doesn't stand out. So he can't attack someone going under. And on a switch, he's not a very good one-on-one player either. So he can't really punish a switch. So what he's struggling with is making the secondary read. So then you see he just ends up passing the ball to the screener, and then they have to try to find something else because Scoot Henderson hasn't created anything. Amen Thompson, similar fate. His handle isn't great, and he can't create any advantages to actually make the secondary action beneficial. So they're just kind of useless in the pick and roll right now. Scoot had this weakness last year in the G League. I thought his athleticism was going to be able to make up for the fact that he could get out in the NBA. Right now, doesn't look like that. I think he will make an adjustment at some point in his career. I don't think he's just going to be terrible forever, but he might be. Who knows? But I think that's the problem they're seeming to have in the NBA right now, where they're using the pick and roll, and that's the only action they really have, and they don't have anything after that, and that's where they're struggling offensively.
Yeah.
So.
All right, fellas, I'm gonna go ahead and dive into these super chats. Appreciate everybody who sent one through. All love for the chat, man. Appreciate y'all, everything y'all do for the show. Hey, y'all keep up the good work, and some of y'all keep up the bad work. But MP13 sent through a super chat and said, as a Knicks fan, if LeBron came here, if LeBron came here, they do with him what they do with every player they get, ruin him. Do not understand the terrorist of an owner that Dolan is. I've suffered through this.
Respect James Dolan.
It's very possible.
Yeah, respect James Dolan.
Zen Master said LeBron James built a dynasty.
Never.
He can
Never
only
built
win with never built
Never
a dynasty.
built a dynasty. That's
LeBron
a big word
James
to leave out.
Never built a dynasty. He can only win with pre-fabricated, hand-carved super teams.
How can it be prefabricated if he's the one making them?
What is a super
Can't have
team?
a
So I'm clear.
prefabricated super team if he's the one making them.
What exactly is a super team? I feel like I go
Three
over this.
All-Stars in their prime.
3 all-stars in their prime. So
What if they don't fit together well? I still consider super team.
No,
It's a bad super team.
But that's what
That's
a super
their
team
fault.
is.
Yeah, that's their fault.
So that's what a super team is. So if that's true, the Detroit Pistons were a super team.
Who?
Chauncey Rip and Ben Wallace. Chauncey Rip and Ben Wallace.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about with 3 perennial All-Stars in their prime. My bad. That's what I mean.
3 perennial. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 perennial All-Stars.
Ben Wallace in his prime was perennially, you know. So I think.
So they weren't a super team till time because they didn't have a superstar. Normally a super team is a team with 3 perennial All-Stars in their prime. They didn't have
I think to me a super team is like 2 top 10 caliber players plus an All-Star, in my opinion.
Well, it varies. You can have that, or you can have a superstar and two perennial All-Stars in their prime. But as long as they're in their prime, somewhere in their prime, it's considered a super team.
I just want to know. I mean, what world do we have a championship team with the best player on that team being the best defensive player in the league, not being a superstar?
No, he is. No, I'm saying
Ben Wallace.
Ben Wallace is a perennial. Hold on, Ben Wallace was the only perennial All-Star over there though. Chauncey wasn't. Rip wasn't. Ben Wallace went to 4 All-Star games, 5 All-Star games.
Right.
But he was the only perennial All-Star.
Rip went to 3.
Rip wasn't. Rip really wasn't. Chauncey wasn't.
I think Chauncey
made a couple All NBA teams, right?
I think
made like 3 All NBA.
Yeah.
Chauncey. How many All-Star teams Chauncey made? 1 or 2?
I think he went to 3.
I made 5. I thought he made 5.
I'm thinking about with Detroit. I'm just thinking.
That's right. Hold on. Chauncey did go because they was in the Eastern Conference Finals 6 years in a row.
I'm just thinking about with Detroit, and when I'm thinking about them with Detroit, I'm thinking about them with Detroit.
Well, he went to 2 in Denver, so 3 in Detroit. 2
right. That's what I'm talking about. 3. I'm just thinking about Detroit, and we're talking about a team that 45 starters made the All-Star team in 1 year.
Yeah, that was true.
How we talking about a crew today that 45 starters who just was in the NBA championship?
That was more so because people didn't say that. People didn't say chill. You have a point, but people didn't say that because they were homegrown most of the part. As far as what I mean, hold on. What I mean is this: when I say homegrown, I mean, yeah, they weren't drafted from there, but they were all groomed and built their games there. They didn't come there as all-stars.
Right, they didn't jump on the crew. Right, they added Rasheed Wallace. Rip Hamilton came years before. They had gotten Chauncey Billups. That is fair.
They thought Chauncey's career was heading in the wrong direction when he came.
He was before he got to Minnesota. He was
being out of the league.
He was on his way out the league before he got.
Ben Wallace was 2. And Ben Wallace was 2. Ben Wallace.
No, that's not true about Ben Wallace.
Ben Wallace
Ben Wallace in Washington. He was a glass cleaner in Washington.
That's not true about Ben. Ben was a glass cleaner.
You're telling me Ben Wallace was going to become what he became? Ben Wallace
he was a 10 to 12 rebounding game guy.
He was not on his way to becoming Ben Wallace. He was not. Let's be honest.
Ben Wallace. If you looked at him when he was with Orlando, look at that last year in Orlando. There's no way you're gonna tell me he's on his way out of the league.
No. My point with Ben Wallace is he wasn't on his way to becoming what he became. He wasn't on his way to be a 4-time defensive.
No, he was. Hold on. He was. If you look, I'm gonna prove that wrong. He was the one that got the party started over there in Detroit. Ben Wallace was the one who changed everything. His defensive presence changed the entire franchise and the entire mold of that franchise.
He was a hard.
They went to being a defensive. No, because of him. No, because if you look before he went over there, didn't they have Stackhouse and all those guys over there, Chilltown, before Ben went over there?
Detroit, yes.
Right,
yes,
and it was trash. Ben went over there and on one side of the basketball changed the entire trajectory of an organization, a franchise, based off what he did.
No, I agree. My point with Ben Wallace is he
hold on. And then Rip and them came and embodied that. Because remember, Chauncey was on his way out. Rip was with the Wizards. No, he was after the Wizards. Oh, before the Wizards, excuse me. Right. Rip, we don't know what the hell he was doing. He wasn't nobody that people was really looking out for. And then when you look at the rest of the team,
there was a bunch of cast-offs. 100%.
There was a bunch of cast-offs, right? Yes, so if you look at that situation, Mars, Ben coming from Orlando, he came in the Grant Hill trade, if I'm not mistaken. So he comes over there in the Grant Hill trade because I think Grant Hill was in Detroit, right?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, so Grant Hill goes to Orlando, I think. Ben comes
It wasn't
over
a
there.
trade ticket. He ended,
yeah,
I
it
think
was
he
free
ended up-
agency. Yeah, it's free
Yeah,
agency.
it was
left.
in free agency. He did that.
It wasn't.
But
I thought they switched. I thought Grant went to Orlando and Ben went to Detroit.
It was in free agency.
Free agency.
He
Okay.
signed-
So yeah.
signed a free
Anyways, they swapped. Somehow they swapped. But Ben
Right.
goes over there, right? So if he's on his way out the league, they're not going to sign him. But if you look at his trajectory, his rebounding numbers, all those numbers were headed up in that direction.
because
Block
they
shots,
was all stars. That's why I
rebounds,
said that.
all of that. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Ben's career,
I agree he was improving. I don't mean Ben Wallace was on his way out the league because in Orlando he was,
Okay.
doing good. My point
Right.
with Ben Wallace, maybe you guys disagree, but my point with Ben Wallace was if you look at him in his first 3 years in Washington and then Orlando, you could see there was an improvement. But if you would have told someone in '99
That he was going to be a four-time defensive
no,
player.
Mars. You're right. You're right.
That's why I don't think anyone saw that coming.
No,
I didn't.
no. But I'm saying to you, he was the catalyst. It wasn't like he went to something that was already established.
Oh, no,
He
I agree.
was.
Yeah,
That's why I'm pushing the
He
agenda.
was
I'm
the
pushing whatever
catalyst
agenda
for
I
how they
want.
played
Rick
against
came
Detroit.
from Washington.
Deal
He was
with
with
it.
MJ.
That's right. I'm
I
pushing
think
whatever agenda I
MJ in
want.
Washington.
So what?
Putting up 20 on like that bad team in
So
Washington.
what?
Chauncey was the one who was on his way out the league. Chauncey was.
They're about to give
They
up on
were
Yes, he
him.
questioning
was.
Chauncey.
Yes, he
was out of the
was.
league.
Yes, he was.
And Wallace wasn't on his way
100%
to
he
being a
was.
defensive player of the year 4 times, in my opinion.
Eat it, hater.
No. I'm saying, but Mars. But I'm saying he changed that. Though I'm saying he changed that because he was the one. He was the cornerstone of what changed that franchise. His defense, because if you go watch Detroit in their early days, his defense changed the whole mindset of that organization. And then all of those guys got defensive minded, and that's what did it. So I do, Mars. I do understand what you're saying about before he went there. You're right, but his career was on an uptick as far as
1000%.
from when he came in from what. Because listen, he could have been eliminated from what happened to him in the preseason in Washington. When Kobe dunk on you like that, bro, dudes get cut off stuff like that, bro.
Yeah, yo.
Like, chill town. I'm saying dudes, chill town. Real talk. I've seen dudes lose their job off getting dunked on like that, bro, and get cut. I'm talking about you. Yeah, you going? You ain't around no more.
You could go.
You know what I'm saying?
I do think with super teams, I think super teams can be homegrown as well, though. Like, I think the 80s.
No, well, yeah, no.
I don't think about you. You come in here totally to disrespect me, B. I don't think about you when I ain't here. I'm a part of your day, B. Not you ain't a part of my day. I'm a part of your day.
Chill. That's what I miss about the NBA, though. We appreciate guys like. They appreciate guys like Reggie Evans, all those guys who was gonna crash the board.
Dirty work guys.
We just appreciate guys, all the guys, Xavier McDaniels, all those dudes,
Michael Cage,
all those guys, Dale Davis, all those, we don't appreciate those type of players no more.
I mean, the thing is that they're not as effective in today's NBA.
No, it's not true about being effective.
It's like Jalen Duren. What are we talking about?
You can be effective. You can control the game on the board.
Ben Wallace in today's NBA game would not be able to
dominate.
Would
dominate. I'm gonna tell you, hold on. He would dominate.
I'll be with you, Jalen. And then you
Ben Wallace simply is a screener, a roller, and an offensive rebounder.
Man,
with his defense already.
He's an all NBA performer.
Now I will say down the stretch, are they fouling him intentionally?
Or maybe he might not be playable. But what he does,
Ben Wallace is definitely effective in today's game.
Are you kidding me, Mars?
Defensively, he'd be phenomenal. No one's defensively. He do his thing without a doubt. I just think that's offensive liability on the offensive end of the court.
That doesn't mean nothing, Jay. There's a lot of dudes in the NBA that's offensive liabilities. Kayvon Looney's an offensive liability. Guess what he does in the NBA playoffs?
Yes, he is, Mars.
Goes out there and get you 20. Goes out there and get you 20 rebounds. Guess what Kayvon Looney does? Goes out there and get you 20 rebounds. Goes out in the playoffs.
No doubt. So the offensive game is much better.
When we talk about offensive liability, I ain't talking about getting offensive rebounds. That's dirty work stuff. We're talking about like actually going to you for buckets. That's different. Those two things are different. But when we're talking about Ben Wallace,
you're not going to Jarrett Allen for buckets.
No, you're not. No, you're not. The stuff that Ben Wallace does: screen and roll, screen and dive, offensive rebound, defensive rebound. Ben Wallace would be awesome in today's game.
Athleticism,
one could argue Ben Wallace was playing in an era where there's two bigs in the lane. Ben Wallace can finish a lob with one big down there. He can do that. He can do that in a screen, and he sets that screen hard enough that the big has to show. You throw it to Ben Wallace. He's probably more effective in offense.
And Mars, his ability to switch on defense too would help him in this game too. His ability to guard threes and switch on D, because he was great on the perimeter too. A lot of people didn't know how good of a perimeter defender he was.
Jalen, you fight that? Do you fight that?
No, I agree with you. I think you guys could be right. I just think how Jared Vanderbilt was limited. You know how like
Jalen, overall, Jalen, I disagree with that statement, and I wish the NBA would go back to those type of guys. I think we need those type of guys on every team.
We actually have them, Ticket. We do have them. We the problem is that people don't really talk about them too much. You know how much I'm up here talking about guys like Bobby Portis, dirty work guys like that.
Who's the top 5 dirty work guys in the league right now? Bobby Portis,
Portis, Nas Reed.
The guy who's playing a big role in kind of that situation is Derek Lively.
Kayvon Looney, right? Kayvon Looney, right?
Looney for sure. Steven Adams,
100%. Guys like these guys are
name one more dirty work guy.
How about Dillon Brooks?
He can shoot. He can shoot.
Why you gotta do that shit?
You know, just because you got an offensive game doesn't mean you're not a dirty work guy.
Liability.
No, Ron. Your boy from OKC, Ron. Your boy from OKC, the guard.
Lou Dort.
Yes, I love Lou Dort. Lou Dort get nasty with it.
You could argue Herb Jones.
You already know. I'm talking about Herb Jones, Jaden McDaniels, guys like that. Guys that your man ticket, Kelly Oubre.
Yeah, but Chilltown, Lou Dort, bro. I love how he bring it on defense, how he play, bro. He that dude competes, bro. I love the energy.
The league does have them. See, the league does have them.
100%.
Yeah, but they don't. Like I said, guys like you tear down, Mars. You remember everything you said about Lou Dort?
Yeah, offensively last season he was terrible. He looked better this year. He started the season well. I don't just lie. Last season offensively, criminal. This season he started well. We'll see if he can maintain it. I think he should.
But didn't he average like 16 last year, Mars?
You're a fan of percentages. Go look at him.
Huh?
Go look at him. Go look at his
shot really poorly. He shot really
just
poorly.
Go look at him.
Yeah, but I'm saying Dillon Brooks did, but y'all give him a pass. Ooh.
No one was vouching for Dillon Brooks' offense last
People said Dillon Brooks belonged in China after last year.
Yes, they did.
Defensively, defensively, I never questioned Dillon Brooks. Offensively, I have the same problems with him as I have with
what does Dillon Brooks do defensively? Because I think he's overrated, bro. I don't see what he does except for run his mouth.
Nah, he's a big body. He can stay in front of guys. Good defender.
He's switchable. He gets around 100%. Screens.
Yes, he does.
Great closeout.
So what do you think he's gonna do against LeBron tonight?
The same thing he did against him last year.
2 points. What are we talking about? 2 points and a 20
the same thing he did last year. He's not going to do it.
Handle Dillon Brooks. Let's be honest.
He's not going to do it.
If AD don't play, LeBron can't handle.
But you know why I don't respect him no more?
We win by 40. With or without AD, we win by 40.
You know why, Mars? You know why I don't respect Dillon Brooks? He wouldn't say it. He wouldn't say it to LeBron's face before the game. When I saw the video of that playoff game when LeBron walked right up to him and asked him what was up, man, that dude looked scared to death when he seen that man face to face, bro. So don't do that. And then chill out. This one ticked me off. He did all that talking, and when they started getting the hell beat out of him, that fool didn't even want the post game press conference no more. Now all of a sudden you talking again.
Yeah, I'm not arguing. He's probably a fake tough guy. I'm not arguing with him.
If you're talking, you better stand on it. And if you ain't gonna say it in person, don't say it at all.
Right.
If you ain't gonna say it in person, someone's
right.
don't say it at all.
Yeah, right. I'm not arguing the fake tough guyness, but I think he's a very good defender. I think he's a great defender.
Yes.
Yo, Stunner just mentioned it in the chat, and I've been hearing some rumblings and rumors that Bradley Beal is playing tonight.
About time.
I was gonna say it's about time.
I heard he was either gonna play tonight or in their next game. I did hear that.
About time. I mean, that's what they got him for. So let's go. Let's
he's probably gonna be on a minutes restriction. If I had to guess.
I'm sure that's gonna happen. But yo, let's get this thing started.
Yeah,
with Bradley Beal.
Let's get going now. Here we go.
Let's go. Let's get this thing started.
Depot playing tonight too.
Depot.
Depot. He should go. Yeah, he should be. I haven't heard anything about him being a scratch.
He should play too.
Here we go. It's up in Phoenix now.
It's possible. The chat saying he's questionable, so it's possible.
Probably a game time decision.
Maybe. I think he'll play in the next week. I think, but I don't know. I think both of them will probably play in the next week.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. I can't wait to see how they all three look together, obviously with the bench unit, all of that good stuff. So we'll definitely keep a close eye on that. Tomorrow, if Bradley Beal plays, we'll definitely be here to talk about it. Mm-hmm. In the meantime, though, let me go ahead and jump into a few of these super chats. Hall of Fame Mike sent through a super chat and said, TMZ Ticket was capping yesterday when he said he thought Embiid was the best scorer in the league last year because he already said Giannis was better because of the playoffs. Cook his ass 3 the hard way.
How was that capping when we talking about the regular season, fool? Regular season and playoffs, two different things. I've admitted that he's a playoff dropper the last couple of years in Embiid. We talking about during the regular season. So, and y'all keep calling me TMZ ticket. Hey, man, TMZ do all the numbers, baby. I'd rather do the numbers than that. So,
speaking facts for that one.
Keep talking, baby. Watch the money pile up. Or we can go outside the here with a bottle of bug.
And they still and they people watching. So
come on now, let's get it, baby.
MP13 said, "This is some serious LeBron glazing. I've never heard the take that LeBron is so great that he transcends the need to have structure, coaching, criticism, and self-awareness regarding his game."
Jalen and Ron.
It's funny because when we have these GOAT debates, all the time I hear, what if LeBron James went to college and got to learn his game under a great coach? Or what if LeBron James had Phil Jackson? I hear that all the time. But now in this argument, I was hearing LeBron doesn't need this great coaching in this system.
He don't need none of that, Mark.
I mean, look, I think the first thing in Cleveland showed that he doesn't necessarily need an optimal situation to succeed. Relatively succeed. Obviously, he didn't get done with championship, but again, winning 50 games, not an optimal situation with the coach, I guess, who was still, again, good coach Mike Brown, but maybe not had his best or wasn't optimal. He still produced wins and made them a contender. So he doesn't need everything to be perfect to be put in a winning situation.
Jalen, do you wake up wondering how you gonna please LeBron James, man?
Say that again.
Do you wake up every day, just get on your knees, you gonna please LeBron James?
We just speaking facts. No, we just be speaking facts. That's all it is. Like I said, I think LeBron's been the most scrutinized athlete in American culture for the past 20 years. So
I will say, Mark,
I've never seen someone more scrutinized than LeBron in American sports.
Yeah, Jordan never had to deal with this. Magic, not Chamberlain. I'm sorry. Jabbar had some nonsense going on
because they weren't running around here calling themselves the GOAT. That's right.
They changed religions, but this.
I do notice that the players who self-proclaim themselves the GOAT, you tend to get scrutinized a lot more. Cristiano Ronaldo gets scrutinized a lot more than Messi.
Muhammad Ali, yeah.
You do get scrutinized a lot.
Muhammad Ali celebrated now, though. Muhammad Ali celebrated now.
Yeah, 50 years later.
Exactly, right? That's what happens, yeah. And I think Jordan even said if he played in today's era, he'd have a tough time with the social media thing. But people forget, Jordan's a very private person. He's not into coming out.
I don't think Jay would survive. I don't think Jay would survive today. I don't.
A different beast. Michael Jordan at the casino at 4 a.m. before he could stop it.
I don't think Jay would survive today. It would be hard for Jay. Yeah, it'd be hard for Jay to survive today.
David Estillo said, "Is it me or is Cade Cunningham basically Evan Turner with more usage?"
It's you.
That's you. Yeah. Shout out Evan Turner was nice in college.
Yeah, it's definitely you.
Cade does need to stop turning.
He got to take care of the basketball better, but he's definitely better than Evan. He's definitely more than Evan Turner. I believe that. No, it's you.
You know what would really thrive today even more so with social media? I think Shaq, Chilltown. Because of Shaq, him in the social media era, he would have been a bigger star than he already is.
Oh, Shaq would be huge there because he would love this.
He'd be a huge star, but then you have questioning his desire with his weight. Is he really?
No doubt. That's
and that was going on. That was going on back then, Mars. That was going on. You know, people would.
I think it would be amplified now, especially if he doesn't go start winning rings.
Yeah,
I have people questioning if Jokic loves the game.
I can tell you right now, him and if what was going on back then was going on today, him and Kobe don't stay together for as long as they did. No.
Oh, it'll be different.
No way.
Shaq 100% has a YouTube channel, probably millions already.
Shaq's got a podcast. Yeah, today. Shaq has a podcast. In my opinion, I think that's a Shaq podcast, and I'm watching it, so I'm here for it.
Hey, shout out to the bet update.
Savant's X with the bet update said Victor is averaging 19.4 points per game.
Get that 1,000 ready ticket.
I think I'm going to go up with no Devin Vassell.
I was going to say that. No Devin Vassell. Is Keldon hurt too?
Keldon, I think, is that day today.
Did Devin play last game?
No, Devin's out for.
Just so you know, the last game, Wemby went 13-10, Miles. I just want to put that on your mind.
Yeah, but
just want to put that out there.
Off games happen, man.
Okay.
As long as SoCan is taking shots from Wemby too, I'm all right. Sometimes he be in a mood
just waiting for Trey Jones to get put in the starting line. Just waiting.
What is the holdup? What are we doing?
Just waiting. I think Pop saw Tyus Jones as a backup point guard. I was like, let me just make his brother a backup point guard for no reason. Because shout out to Pop.
Malim with the super chat said, "Do you guys think the potential all-rookie team of Victor, Chet, Lively, Asor, Brandon Miller can make it to a conference finals or make a deep playoff run?"
I don't think any team with a 5-man rotation is making a deep playoff run.
If that's a starting 5, I mean, I think
no
Lively in there, it'd be a problem.
They don't even God.
Yeah,
No,
They didn't even have a guard for real. Like
Right.
Asar and Brandon Miller. No.
Okay, so let's say you take
It
Lively
might be
out
the best
and you put
defense
him
in the league.
a min in
Say
there.
that. It might be the best
Who's creating shots for Lively like Luka is?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying
doing
let's take Lively out. Let's put a min in. Then how do we
Oh,
feel
that's
about
even
the team?
worse.
That's
I mean,
even
can't
worse.
create for
Yeah,
anyone.
I was gonna
That's
say
even
Amen,
worse.
the struggle is real.
The point guard, they'd have to put rookie point guard they'd probably have to put Anthony Black. Probably.
How you feel about Anthony on that team then?
They're still not winning.
Chet, Victor, yeah, they're not winning. They might be.
It
they
might
make
be
the
the best
playoffs?
defense in the league.
Yeah, I don't even think they'll be
Well,
fun to
no,
watch.
that would be one of the best defensive lineups in the league, but nah.
Brandon Miller.
Yo, I eat hot dogs in public with a super chat. Says, should the Spurs focus on development for their players and not care about the record, or use Wemby to their full advantage and try to make the playoffs?
I mean, developing your players right just leads to more wins in the long run. So in terms of this season, I mean, you play your young guys, you give them minutes, you let them make mistakes. If it leads to wins, that's fine. If it leads to losses, then that's fine too.
I don't think using Wemby right is going to help them try and make the playoffs anyway. So I'd probably just try and develop everyone, including Wemby. But I think developing Wemby is using him right. So I think you have to do both. But I think either way, you miss the playoffs. So.
And you're going to miss the playoffs anyway.
Yeah.
Great Warrior said, Heat culture is not real. It's just both fixing undrafted guys.
Yeah, I disagree.
I wouldn't go that far, but
wouldn't that be a culture?
I was going to say, I think Spoelstra is part of that culture. His ability to maximize players, I think, is a part of the Heat culture.
I mean, stuff like the Heat demanding players to stay under a certain body fat, like stuff they were doing with Shaq back in 2006.
That was in their contract.
Stuff like that.
That was in their
stuff like that is Heat culture. No other teams in the league were doing that before Miami. That's Heat culture. Stuff like that. Stuff how professional, how meticulous they are. That's Heat culture. It's not just, oh, did they make the finals this year? Like, no, that's Heat culture. Stuff like that.
Shaq had to play at 325. Tim Hardaway had a clause in his contract that he had to play at 190 pounds. You get an extra $500,000 in his contract. That was part of it. That is the culture.
That's Heat culture. Stuff like that. Not just did they make the finals or go deep in the playoffs.
Right.
Bad players. No.
Right.
Zero just vibing.
Hold on, Ron. Greatest, are you really sitting here telling us that the way Allen Iverson was criticized is the same way that LeBron James was criticized?
Two different things. Completely two different.
Are you serious? Because all we doing with Allen Iverson was talking about, all people were doing, I actually dug it, but all people were doing with Allen Iverson was talking about the way he wore his hair. That's what they weren't scrutinizing everything he did, the way he dressed, and some parts of his game. That wasn't what they were doing with James. Those two people were not the same. Absolutely not. No way.
LeBron James is in year 21 being criticized and told he's not the GOAT because he's not taking a game winner in game 7 of the regular season.
Allen Iverson was not getting that kind of scrutiny.
That scrutiny is ridiculous. And yes, I also agree. LeBron also has more fanfare and love than anyone ever. I think both things can be true. He has his Glazers,
yes, he does,
who are adoring him more than anyone's ever been adored, and he has his haters who are scrutinizing him more than anyone's been scrutinized. I think both things can be true. There's not very many people in the middle with LeBron. It's just very
polarized. He's polarizing.
Yes.
Zero just vibing. Said, Ticket, you be making sense on some of these rookie talks, but you being a hater this time.
And that was the Chet versus Wemby thing. Yeah,
but so was Jalen.
I'm hating Wemby.
And yeah, you hating on Wemby too.
It's just the hype.
No, we know why you hate him.
That's crazy.
Reggie Reg sent through a super chat. Shout out to Reggie Reg. He said, if Dominique Wilkins is drafted by the Lakers instead of the Hawks, are we talking about him differently?
The basketball community 100% yes, because he has those championships most likely. But should we? Like, does he change as a basketball player?
Yeah,
I guess
his game is different too.
That's true.
Yes, 100%. Absolutely.
Tracy Steele sent through a super chat and said, did Ticket say Cam is the best scorer, better than Steph and Luka, even KD? That crazy take.
He did say that, which I saw yesterday, which this is when you start to take stuff out of context. In year 3, they put up Cam Thomas's numbers to Kobe Bryant's numbers in year 3, and completely leaving out all the other stuff that's important, like the fact that the offensive team that Kobe Bryant played on. The fact that he had Shaq, like that doesn't. Yeah, that stuff doesn't matter. The fact that he was playing with who he was playing with, that does matter. Don't get me wrong. Cam Thomas is playing fantastic as a scorer, but he didn't have to put up with what Bryant had to put up with in year 3 in that lockout shortened season. That's number one. Number two, playing with Shaq and Glenn Rice, playing with them two dudes, and still averaging almost 20 a game, and still dealing with a bunch of nonsense in terms of coaching with Dale Harris, who had gotten fired, and they got Kirk Rambis.
The fact that one played every game in the season and one's a 7-game sample size.
We can't leave that part out. That's very important to mention.
Lego Rovers with the super chat. Lego said, as a Warriors fan, I feel Steph has regressed as a ball handler and as a defender this year. Does anyone agree, or am I alone? Still top 5.
You are alone, sir. Steph Curry is still super nice with the pill.
Yeah, he's still.
I don't know if he's regressed as a ball handler. I don't think he's been as good on defense, but
yeah. Is he ball handling less? Maybe that's what he's saying. Is he just?
Well, I'm going to speak on him whether you like it or not, my man. So
I think he's on the. I think he's on the ball less, especially with Chris Paul on the court.
Yeah,
but I like what Golden State are running. I do like what I'm seeing from Golden State. They're running a lot more actions that I think are very interesting.
How you feel, Miles? How you feel, Miles?
They're intriguing me.
Yeah,
they played Denver tonight. They played Denver tonight. That game is gonna tell me a lot.
If they beat Denver tonight, all the hype train's getting real.
It's not even about if they beat Denver, because I know they have no answer for Jokic. I'm gonna be interested to see what they throw at him, because I think Golden State's gonna take this game serious. Yeah. I think they've been game planning for this game. I think they've been going through the motions, kind of with like Detroit, Cleveland, whatever, OKC. I think they've been focusing on this game. I think they want to show that they're a championship level team. Golden State have been adding a lot more. Their offense has changed a lot this year. They're running flex action. They run a split cut with Chris Paul. You know the little play they run with Draymond Green in the post, right? And then they set a screen and then Steph comes off or someone dives to the rim and then someone's open 3. They ran that with Chris Paul. But normally with that play, if no one's open, Draymond Green has nothing because he can't create for himself. They ran that play with Chris Paul, and then Chris Paul turned that into like a baseline jump shot. I was like, that's interesting. They've added something new there. I'm like, okay, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Klay Thompson minutes at the 4, they can't rebound, but he's playing physical. I like that. What I'm seeing, he's cut the bad shots out of his shot selection, so he's not scoring as many points, but he's not taking as many shots, but his efficiency is going up. I like that as well. But I do think Andrew Wiggins needs to step up, and they do need a more, I don't want to say reliable scorer, but another high volume scorer, which is meant to be Andrew Wiggins. So we'll see if he levels up during the season, because I think he's just started the season kind of slow. For whatever reason, I think he'll pick it up. But I'm loving what I'm seeing from Golden State right now. Just
it would help too. It would help too, Miles, if Chris Paul can make a shot. That would help too.
Yeah, last game he could make a shot. Maybe he's turned the corner. I don't know, because before that I think he'd made 1-3 on the season. Before that, and then he started making.
I think he's like 9 for 30 on the season from the field, and I think he's like 4 for 17 on the long ball. So if he could make a couple more shots, this would make this offense a lot more viable, because I mean he does bring a lot of good things to them. So
yeah, definitely. So I'm
very and if you think I'm acting, like I said, when you see me, if you ever see me, prove that I'm acting. That's all I got to say about that. If you think I'm acting and you think I ain't really about it, when you see me, prove it. George Jefferson, prove it.
That's all I'm saying. This is the title of the show. Obviously, as you can see, the Warriors are still elite.
All I got to say about that.
I want to know from you guys, where do the Warriors rank in your echelon of teams in the NBA? Are they elite? Are they in that group right below elite? Like basically a championship contender? Are they just the team that you guys think is going to lose in the second round of the playoffs again? How are we feeling about the Warriors right now?
Are we saying right now or projecting?
A little bit of both.
Right now, I think they're in the top 3 teams in the league with Denver and Boston. I think they've been the 3 best teams so far. Projecting, I think they're the tier below the Denvers, the Bostons, the Bucks, and then they're leading that next tier, in my opinion. Now, one thing that will change my mind on that is how Andrew Wiggins bounces back, and if Chris Paul, because right now he's 4 for 29 from 3. For anyone wondering, he's 4 for 29 from 3 in the season.
I thought it was like
Chris
4.
Paul, if Chris Paul can level up from 3 and just shoot better, because I think he's had good shots, he just needs to shoot better. And they do need to have that second reliable scorer, because like I said yesterday, no one on the Warriors has scored more than 20 points in a game this season than Steph Curry.
Mm-hmm.
Dario Saric has one 20-point game, but no one has scored more than 20 in any of their
crazy.
8 games. There's Steph Curry in every game.
Besides Curry.
Steph Curry in every game, and then no one else has scored 20.
Not even Clay.
No one else has scored more than 20. Not once. So I think that's what they need to figure out, because the rebounding is always going to be a problem. They're one of the smallest teams in the league. I think they've accepted the rebounding is going to be a problem. So I think they just need to find more consistent high-level scoring. But right now, I think they're the third best team in the league, and I think they're probably going to be like anywhere from like 4 to 6. But I think they could win if the right matchups come along.
Now remember too, Mars, we still waiting on that Steph Curry dip in the mountain when like around
Thanksgiving's
January.
Thanksgiving's coming up.
Thanksgiving's coming up, and then like right in the
January's
beginning
coming
of
up too.
right around the beginning of January.
That's going to be interesting when Steph Curry starts playing bad.
Mm-hmm.
How do they deal with that?
Yes.
How do they deal with that?
I think this Warriors team is in the same kind of tier as I think to what Mark said too. Denver and Boston, I think, are the 2 teams that have noticeably been the best 2 teams in the league. He put Golden State in there, but I put Golden State in that next tier with basically almost every other kind of contender, whether it be the Cavs, Clippers, Lakers. I'm going to even throw the Mavs in there. I just think it's so wide open. After those 2 teams of Denver and Boston, I think it's just a lot of teams in that second tier that all have a shot if, again, with the right matchups, injuries go the right way, players playing well. It'll be a fun season.
How do you feel, Chill?
I think that they're a bona fide playoff team. I think Steph Curry is the engine still that makes them go. I mean, the last super chat that you wrote about him, I mean, you read about Steph Curry's ball handling has tapered off. No, it hasn't. I'm watching them against the Detroit Pistons. He still has the ability to get by anybody at any point, at any time. Still can just bounce, still can get his shot off the dribble, on the perimeter, against anybody. He's the engine that makes that offense go. They still get a lot of action off the basketball, but Steph Curry at this age, he's still awesome. And if he can, I'm not saying that he can continue playing at this level, but if he can play at this level and then maybe if he takes a dip, it's not astronomical. I think that they're a definitely a top 5 seed in the West.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's crazy to see, but I'm more so say it's amazing to see that they basically just picked back up and they're in that upper echelon of teams. And Mars, you brought up Andrew Wiggins. I expect Andrew Wiggins to at least get to 18 points a night at least. So with that being said, like if he can do that, which I'm expecting him to do, if not even better, Warriors are going to be a problem like they've always been. Chris Paul, we've seen that's been a great addition. Once again, based on his career, we expect him to shoot a little better too. Steph Curry, it's like I don't think nobody wants to see the Warriors. Nobody wants to mess around with Steph Curry and everything else they got going on.
I think Mars is on to something in the aspect that matchups are the key for the Warriors. It's not like Denver where Denver can handle anybody however you play, we can play this way. The Warriors, they have a different problem than Denver where, when they go small, they really struggle. And they have to go small because they don't have legit backups in terms of big guys that can be viable for them. So when they go small and other teams like the Lakers go big, that gives them real trouble. So if they can avoid a team like the Lakers, I think they can hold their own against a team like Phoenix that's just going to get out and run and basically go shot for shot with them. Because Nurkic isn't that much of a force in the paint. I think Looney can handle him as opposed to other bigs in the league. So when you're talking about the better teams in the Western Conference, same thing with Dallas. I think they can handle them too. So when they run up on a team with a really legit big that's dominant in the paint, I think that's where they'll have trouble. And if they can avoid that matchup, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, the Lakers and Nuggets are probably their worst matchup from a personnel standpoint. But I want to ask, Steph Curry turns 36 this season in March.
Yep.
If he plays at this level for the whole year, just for the sake of the question, is this the best age 36 season ever? Is he the best 36-year-old basketball player ever?
At 30?
What is 30?
LeBron doing his 36-year-old season.
Yeah, I'm going to look that up.
2021. 2021 is...
That was just last...
Think about 2021 LeBron James. That was his age 36 season.
Right. And he rolled his ankle, and he only, I think he played 50 out of 72 games.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he was hurt that year for a quick
Jordan had already retired at 35. Jordan was gone.
Number 32 in Utah was the MVP the year prior.
Yeah, he was MVP. Malone
I was thinking about him. So I think the year after is when he was his 36-year-old season.
Chamberlain and it was 36
72,
right? Yes, 72. Won the Finals MVP, finished second in the league in league MVP votes that year.
How was KD? KD probably in the league if he wasn't hurt.
Well, KD is 35. He's 35. He won't be 36 till next September.
KD's 36 is next season.
Yeah, next September. I don't know, Mars. That Chamberlain season, because I don't just think about buckets, right?
Chamberlain's points went down. He was like a 14 or whatever point scorer, but
I think it was 18. But he averaged almost 20 and 20 in the finals that year.
Led the league in rebounds.
Led the league in
field goal percentage. I know that for a fact.
Yep, that's correct.
Wilt's up there. Number 32, regretfully, is up there.
Yeah, Malone is up there.
How old was Kareem in 85? Was he 36 and 85?
No, he was 38 and 85. So in
what, 83 Kareem?
83 Kareem.
Is that better than Steph?
They got swept in the finals by Philly.
Yeah, I know by Moses Malone.
But he got destroyed in that final series. Which even though he was 23 and 7, I think that year he was 20. I think for the season that year in 83, I think he was like 22 and 8, and I think almost 2 blocks. So he still was awesome from a point standpoint, because the game is so wide open today. From a point standpoint, with the exception of James, there isn't anybody scoring like Steph Curry at this age. Him, KD, and James from this era. I don't really see much else.
He's also at 73% true shooting right now.
Which is not going to stay there.
50, 53, 47, 91.
Yeah, that's not. I don't think that's not sustainable.
I don't think it's going to sustain that because, like I said, Thanksgiving is coming up and January is coming up. So he'll probably end the season about 48, 42, 90, probably somewhere in there. But I think it's the conversation for the best 36-year-old season ever.
Without a doubt,
I think it's over LeBron in 2021. Will Chamberlain is the one that I'm thinking about. Will Chamberlain, I'm willing to have the conversation. I don't think it's Kareem. I think number 32 probably has an argument as well. But I think at the worst, it's top 3. I don't know if that's crazy, but I think Steph's aging very gracefully right now.
Yeah,
that's what I noticed. Yeah,
that's a debate, Mars.
The thing with Steph, though, out of all these players, I just looked up. He's played the least minutes out of guys.
1,000%. He's in year 15, 14. Yeah. And he dealt with the injuries early on. So, yeah, he's definitely... I saw something that the amount of minutes Steph Curry has played now...
For his career?
LeBron James passed in 2013.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that too, which is crazy. Yeah, 100%.
So he's definitely lower on the minute scale, which I guess is probably part of the reason why he's aging so well. But we might get to a point where I know we're saying it now, year 21, we've never seen anyone this good in year 21. I don't think Steph's going to do that. But we might get to the point where we're saying we've never seen anyone this good at age 36, age 37, and that includes LeBron. We might get to that point with Steph. Now, we don't know. The Father Time is on the field. He might just fall off a cliff next year. Who knows? Like, remember when Chris Paul just turned 38 and he went from playing good in the playoffs and then he just fell off?
He should be out the
league.
Right
after his birthday?
He should be out the league. He was like, yo.
Yeah, maybe that happens to Steph. Maybe Steph turns 36 in March and then just forgets how to play basketball.
Yeah, I don't know. Steph just has Chris Paul
has a game.
Yeah.
Steph has a game that's going to age well naturally. Like LeBron, he's still very dependent on his athleticism, and that still stayed with him for whatever reason at the stage. With Steph, I think we've always kind of acknowledged with Steph that he
got a
should
superpower.
The shooting. Yeah, that shooting.
He literally has a superpower.
Exactly, because when his athleticism goes, the shooting's still going to be there. His shooting will still be there.
Shout out to Steph.
I actually have some notes.
That's going to climb up that all-time scoring rank too if he keeps doing this for next year.
I got to find them.
Yeah, it depends how long he can stay around for. Really.
Yeah.
Also,
I think that he could still play at this level for another year, 2 years tops. I think he could play at this level for another year, 2 years tops. I think he could play at this level, and I'm on record saying I think that he could segue into somewhat of an advanced Ray Allen role, like when he was in Boston, something like that. Because I don't really see him being on the basketball at 37, 38 years old, still doing what he's doing. Even though the league is what it is, I'm not sure that I'm not sure that he's going to be like that at 38 years old. But I still think, like you just mentioned, Ron, about him having that superpower. That's a superpower that he can have that until he quits. He always going to be able to shoot. And as long as he in the league, that's always going to be there. It's just the other stuff.
We might not see Curry average less than 20 points before he retires. Even like in his last season, I think he might average like 20, 21 and call it a career if he wants. But we might not see him average less than 20.
How high do you think he can get on the score on this? Because right now he's number 40 with, I would say, basically 22,000. So to break the top 30, he'd have to get to basically 25,000.
Which I think he'll do that by next year.
Okay, so you guys think he'll get in the top 30 to get into the top 20? Year. He'd have to get to 26,400, basically 26,500 to get into the top 20. Do you think he can score another 4,000 points in his career?
Because he shoot the long ball, yeah, I do. Over the next,
I'm going to give him 20.
Over the next 3 or 4 years, I think he could do.
You say he had 22,000 now. I think he might finish his career close to 28.
I was thinking,
28 gets him right next to Carmelo.
Yeah, I think 28, 6,000 more points for his career. Yeah, I can see that.
That's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points. It's a lot of points. But again, the next 4 or 5 years still giving you 20, at minimum, I think 23, 24.
So based on that, with KD at 27,000 right now, number 14.
KD's getting to 30,000 for sure.
So KD 30. So he passes up Moses Malone, Shaq, Carmelo, blah blah blah. Dr. J is at 30,026. We assume he passes him.
Yes.
KD, you know,
can he crack the top 5? Can he get to 32,000? So 5,000 more points.
The thing with KD,
how many points he has? How many does he have right now, Mons?
27,000. So he's 5,000 off number 5.
He still looks.
Can he get 5,000 more points in his career?
Yeah.
So wait. Let's rewind. Is he as of today? Where is he?
Number 14.
And what is he, like 20,000?
27,000
So
points.
so Steph Curry today is at 27,000.
Oh no, KD's at 27. Steph's at 22,000, number 40.
I don't think KD gonna hold up for 3 more years. I don't.
See, you know the thing with KD, I think KD can play longer because KD doesn't have a family. He's not married. I want to say it's like this. I don't think. No, when I say he doesn't have family married, there's not someone telling him, "Hey, let's maybe spend time with the wife." Exactly. He has nothing going on.
But that has nothing to do with his. That has nothing to do with his body breaking down.
He's got nothing else to do but hoop, man. He's just going out there to hoop.
That's nothing to do with his body breaking down.
You already know. You got a family. You got a wife. They're like, all right. At some point, it's like, all right.
Right.
Jalen, I get what you're saying, but it for sure, and you that does make a little bit of sense. But also too, like how Chill's saying, family or not, if he tears another Achilles, God forbid, or if his back gives out on him, then that has nothing to do with whether he's married or not. You just can't hoop, you know?
But let's say KD plays 50 games a year. 50 games a year. I think that's somewhat reasonable. 50 games a year for the next 4 years.
Right.
An average is 25 on average. He gets 32,000 points. I think saying KD average
for the next 4 years?
Yeah. And that's assuming he might average like 29 this year, 28 the next year, and then go down to 24 and 23. That's what he's up to 25.
If he could keep this up,
he's averaging like 30 right now.
If he could keep this up for the next 3 years, if he gives you 50 games where he could keep this up over the next 3 years, just in the regular season alone, if he could keep this up, that is something very impressive. Very much so.
I think MJ's looking at KD like he might catch him. MJ's the 1 in 5 right now. KD, 25 points a game, 50 games a year on average for 4 years. He catches him.
Yeah.
I think that's possible. I think that's possible.
I think
I'm being conservative with that. I think he's going to average like 30 this year. I think he's going to average like 29 next year, and then it's going to start going down.
27.
I think he catches it. He might catch Kobe. At 30, he's not catching number 32 or anyone above that.
Right.
But he might get to number 4 all the time.
The cool thing about right now is we really are seeing something we've never seen before in terms of guys playing this elite at this age. And I think like this is going to be a trend moving forward. We're going to see guys take care of their body and be able to play elongated careers. And it's just going to be interesting to see what Steph Curry looks like over these next few years, what Kevin Durant looks like, and what some of these other guys look like as they get into their, latter 30s. Even Chris Paul, though, to me, it's amazing to see him playing at the level that he's playing at right now at 38. Like, no, he's not going to.
Where's he on the assist list? Where's he on the assist list? Chris Paul.
Let me pull up.
He probably moving up that too. No, I agree. This will definitely.
He is number 3 right now, 500 behind Jason Kidd. We know he's not catching John Stockton. So 500 behind Jason Kidd.
We think
he's probably going to catch Jason Kidd in it.
That'd be. I was going to say that'd be tight.
He's averaging 9 a game right now, isn't it?
Yeah. So if he played 60 games this year and averaged like 8.5, he'd catch Jason Kidd next year.
This is Chris Paul.
Yeah. It's likely he catches Jason Kidd. It's likely.
I saw
he's probably going to end number 2 all the time in
this conversation. This was like a year ago, 2 years ago. If Chris Paul could catch John Stockton, and the logic was he would have to have Rondo's career in order to catch John Stockton over the next 5 years.
Yeah.
No, and he's not doing that.
Yeah, John Stockton's not getting. John Stockton is literally 4,000 assists.
That's crazy. Yeah, shout out John Stockton, man. No matter how you got those assists, that's a lot of assists.
Yeah, man. Top 5 point guard all time. Right, guys?
Yes.
You could add. My maths might be a bit off. You could add Chris Paul's assists and Jokic assists, and he's still behind John.
That's
Stockton.
crazy. Yo, that's insane.
So, yeah.
Back to the Warriors, though. One thing that we didn't talk about, we talked about kind of their whole team and what it's looking like. I do want to say that I'm actually pretty impressed with Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga, both of the minutes that they're providing too. If they can, and that was one of my biggest things moving forward. The Warriors have obviously been a deep team for just basically the duration of Steph and Clay's tenure, Draymond too. But having these two being able to step in and provide just reliable minutes, it's been good. Moses Moody knocking down those threes. Jonathan Kuminga just kind of being a Swiss Army knife, doing a little bit of everything. So it's going to be interesting to see if they continue to move forward and actually get better throughout the season, or obviously if they're inconsistent, just what they can bring.
I've loved what I've seen from Moses Moody. As a shooter, as a defender, hustle. Like there's not anything he does that you look at him like, oh, well, this isn't helping the team. Like everything he does is just for the benefit of the team. Now, is he going to become a all NBA player? Maybe not. But not every team needs 7 all NBA players. I think what Moses Moody brings is someone who plays hard on defense, runs the floor, spots up, plays without the basketball, cuts, like all those things. No team says no to someone who can do those things. Moses Moody is just making himself a very valuable NBA player. Jonathan Kuminga, I loved what I've seen from him on defense. Loved what I've seen of him as a lob threat, pick and roll. I think Chris Paul's helping him, like just understanding where to be on the floor. I think he looks better in that aspect. Mm-hmm. And also, I think he's himself has worked on his game. I'm still loving what I'm seeing from him in the post. I'm loving what I'm seeing from him as a cutter, those type of things. I'm like, shout out to you, Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody. You guys have both made yourself very useful.
Another jump from Kuminga. I feel like the Kuminga, like
I think he has all NBA potential. I think he does. I don't know if he's going to reach it in Golden State because of what they're asking him to do.
That's the problem, Mars.
But I think he has it.
That's the problem, right? That's the problem right there, Mars. The fact that he's in Golden State, like if he was somewhere else where he was on a good team, but they could bring him along at a different pace as opposed to being on Golden State where it's championships now. So they're expecting him to be this accelerate. The process with him is being accelerated, which is kind of screwing him up in some sense. But him being on this crew, I think that really helps him. I think it helps him in the aspect that he's learning the game. He might be learning it at an accelerated pace, and he's struggling. Don't get me wrong. He's struggling in some aspects, but I don't think we've even gotten close to where he could be on this crew in particular. I don't think we've gotten even close to that. And the Warriors, even though I watched them, I think they playing, I don't know exactly where the pace is, but they look slower, but they still are effective. And I think that's largely due to Steph, Clay, and Dre. I still watch Dre fake dribble handoffs, drive downhill, and go to the basket, which opens up more offense for Klay Thompson, which opens up more offense for guys like Steph Curry, which opens up more offense for the rest of those guys. The addition to Gary Payton Jr. is huge for this crew because the stuff that he does, nobody else wants to do that. Picking up full court, rebounding, guarding the toughest guys, sticking his nose in there and doing the dirty work. Him and Moody, they huge for this crew. So I will never count the Golden State Warriors out as long as these three dudes are on the crew and Steph, Clay, and Dre, plus with those dirty work guys, it's more of a matchup more than anything.
Yo, chillin' Mars. You too, Jalen. I got a question for all three of you guys. Now, I'm not necessarily comparing these two as players because I think one is clearly, well, I don't know clearly, but one is better than the other. Obviously, one-on-one and all of this good stuff. But do you think that they weren't – obviously, they were adding Chris Paul in the trade. But do you think they were comfortable letting Jordan Poole go because they like Moses Moody will be able to step in and play more valuable minutes than you?
I think they were comfortable letting Jordan Poole go because what they needed, especially in that second unit, was poise.
Mhm.
And Jordan Poole is the antithesis of poise. And like Chill said, he didn't have the numbers. So I would say it. They went from, I think they were first in the league in pace last year to 21st.
Okay.
This year.
Definitely play
So yes,
slower.
they are playing slower, and that's because Chris Paul is a lot more methodical. He takes his time. I think a lot of things people have been harping on this year is he's not turning the ball over. That's something that Jordan Poole was doing a lot. But Steph Curry, he likes to take risks and be a bit erratic. So you need someone who can come in and slow things down. Chris Paul has 6 turnovers this year in 8 games. That's something they missed. So
Yes.
I think it's less about Moses Moody. I think what Moses Moody brings is great, but I think they were just happy with getting Chris Paul for Jordan Poole. Not because Jordan Poole's a worse player than Chris Paul. We can have that conversation wherever, I don't care. It's because what Chris Paul does for this team isn't redundant. I thought it would be redundant with Draymond Green. I think it looks to be working right now, but I need to see them against the better teams and see in the playoffs how it looks.
Yeah.
But what Chris Paul does is he slows that second unit down. They're not just running recklessly all over the court, not knowing what they're doing. They have someone who's a leader who can get people in the right spots, like Moses Moody, like Jonathan Kuminga, and it really just helps their team just flow better. Whereas with Jordan Poole, you have him out there with Steph, you just have 2 guys who are just running and gunning at some point, which just doesn't really help. So no disrespect to Jordan Poole, by the way.
I like that term poise. You're right. That's definitely what they needed. I think with Jordan Poole, they were kind of ready. They were trying to get him ready to take over Klay Thompson's role. I think they thought with the Klay Thompson injuries, he might not have been that guy. So they were kind of getting ready for that. But then that situation just didn't work out. Jordan Poole not coming through in the playoffs. And I think with Klay, I think Klay is I wouldn't say fully back, but he's still fine. I think Klay is still fine. He's not as bad as they assumed he might have been after the injuries. So I think just getting rid of Poole and then instead adding Chris Paul to help that second unit, slowing him down, not just having a shot checker out there, definitely just kind of benefited both. And Moody and Kuminga making that jump, I'm sure that was a part of the factor. But I think Poole going out with just a lot of the Draymond situation. Again, I think Klay still being better than anticipated coming off injury and just what they needed. So it's a lot of things.
All right, y'all. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up. We do have a full slate of games tonight. Yes, we got some pretty good ones, too. Definitely going to be on the lookout. So the 2 top teams in the East play against each other tonight, both 5-1. You got the Celtics in Philadelphia against the Sixers. This is going to be a big game. Mm-hmm. Also, the Warriors and the Nuggets, as Mars mentioned. And then there also is a nationally televised game on ESPN. We get to see some more Wemby in the Garden. So, be on the lookout for that. We'll obviously come here tomorrow.
And the Lakers are playing against
Houston tonight.
Oh, they play tonight?
Yeah, they play Houston tonight.
My bad. I must have overlooked it or something. Mm-hmm. All right, yeah, but tomorrow, same place, same time. We're going to talk about all these games, and we'll see if the Rockets can pull one out again.
Take it light. Be easy, fellas.
I mean, if the Lakers can finally pull one out, because we the favorites.
We above them in the standings. If I'm not mistaken, I think the Lakers, they offer on the road.
Yeah, we the favorites right now. Yeah, if we lose, it's an upset. If we lose, it's an upset.
Yeah, the Lakers got to play 48 minutes. The Lakers got to play 48 minutes.
They offer on the road. They have these many wins on the road.
They
so
need to look in.
Looking real whack right now, fellas. Get it together.